We back, we back, we back again. We back, we back, we back. We back, we back, we back, we back. It's just a fact. Get ready tonight. Oh, gonna make this a night to remember. Get ready tonight. Girl, gonna make this a night to remember. Let me and my boy. He want me to put him down, so I'm gonna put him down. Derek, what's the word, my dog? Hey man, you see your godson, man? He chilling out here like a villain. Miss Nikki, what's happening? Hold on, I got a few people on right now. I said a lot of people. I ain't got a lot of people, but glad to see y'all on this afternoon, not this morning. Feeling good, feeling good. We got some conversations to be had. I've been off YouTube for like 2 days, but I seen Kwame Brown responded to, he saw my video, he got upset. I don't care though, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna do a whole video addressing that whole situation within itself, maybe a whole live stream. But I saw Kwame Brown respond. He saw my video, he commented too while I was at work. And I got off work and I saw the notification. And I'm like, you know what, man, we're going to have a whole live to discuss Kwame Brown responding to me in my video. You know, like, maybe it's quite interesting because people sure be seeing certain stuff I be saying about them. But y'all know I ain't scared to stand on my square or defend my position at any cost. Dwayne Johnson, he said, what's up, Lil Mac? He said, what's up, Mac? Yeah, Derek, getting big. I ain't see it. Yeah, he responded. He said he responded Friday yesterday. So this had to have been like Friday morning. Like it had to have been like 3, 4 in the morning. You know, I'm at work. I didn't really realize it until like I was really almost at the crib, getting off of work. And then I saw he made like a few of y'all like tag me in his video because y'all knew he was talking about me. Yeah, it was the MAGA video, and I was calling him a MAGA crusader. He saw that video, and it made him upset. But hey, you shouldn't be upset at the truth, brother. I wasn't lying on him. He said I was lying on him. I wasn't lying on that man at all. But anyway, thoughts on the Davis situation. You know what? I saw that, and I'm like, I got to look more into it. I heard he was messing with like a 15-year-old girl, 14, 15-year-old. He about like what, 20, 21, something like that. I never even heard of him as a singer. I don't even know who he is personally. I never heard no song from him. But I heard the girl was missing like a year ago, went missing a year ago, and they allegedly found like a decomposing body in the car, something crazy. But I haven't really like looked into all of like the whole situation. I gotta go really assess the whole situation and really give a detailed breakdown of everything. But yeah. So anyway, you know, what was that? When was the fight? September 13th, right? So now that was what, last weekend. Last weekend, we saw Terence Crawford become the undisputed champion at 168 pounds, right? We saw that and everybody was in awe. Everybody was just like, couldn't believe what they saw, right? Now, you know what I noticed? The conversation went from what a great performance Terence Crawford put on to he got to be better than Floyd Mayweather. He better than Floyd. He way better than Floyd. Floyd wasn't looking like this. Floyd wasn't nowhere near a killer like this. Floyd ain't had that type of killer instinct. He way better than Floyd. Floyd never was undisputed, all of that. First of all, let me say this. Floyd Mayweather he was never undisputed because he didn't want to be undisputed. Right? I really think Floyd just went out to big money fights, big time fights. He didn't really care about having all, like, bro, you couldn't tell me, you're not going to tell me he couldn't have been undisputed champion at 135 and 140. You're not going to tell me that. Like, anybody that knows the career of Floyd Mayweather Jr., Floyd could have been undisputed champion 135, 140 easily. Easily. People gonna say, oh, because he not undisputed, him and Terence Crawford ain't the same thing. And it's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. What are we talking about? But this is the thing right here, though. Because I'm knowing what people are doing. They trying to deflect from that ass whooping Terence Crawford put on Canelo Alvarez. That's what they trying to do. So now it's trying to say, it's turning to let us clown Floyd Mayweather. Let us make Floyd Mayweather seem like he wasn't that great. Now it's like, oh, let's say Terence Crawford, and that's my uncle in here. Yes, the sanctioning fees. He said Floyd was the first fighter many years ago that said belt sanctioning fees was bogus, and he stopped caring about belts. Yes, the sanctioning fees you gotta pay for them belts to be undisputed champion. I heard it's crazy, right? And Floyd, like, I'm not gonna be paying them sanctioning fees for them belts. Y'all know I'm the best fighter in these weight classes already. I'm gonna fight the guys who y'all say the best. I'm gonna fight the premier guys in the division, and I'm gonna call it a day. I'm not going to try to go get the belts from here, there, everywhere, like when I got to pay all these crazy sanctioning fees. I'm going to go for the big name, big time fights, and I'm going to make those happen. But they trying to act like Floyd wasn't that good because he wasn't undisputed. But again, this is not about like, oh, is Terence Crawford really better than Floyd? This is a way to deflect from what happened last weekend. For real. Because people, I promise you, before the fight occurred, people were saying this feat was not nothing. They were saying it was nothing nobody can accomplish. They were saying this was nothing they were saying basically Terence Crawford had no shot. Before the fight, it was Canelo Alvarez is a 168-pounder. Terence Crawford is really a 147-pounder naturally. There is no way he can make this big of a jump and look as sharp and crisp as he's looked at 147. They're like, he's not. People were saying he was going to be fatigued. He was going to look gassed. He wasn't going to be as strong. They were saying, well, look at how Terence Crawford looked against Israel Madrimov. He's not going to be able to do none of it. He's going to look worse against Canelo, right? But since Terence Crawford proved everybody wrong and really put on a show, and he outclassed Canelo Alvarez thoroughly. Now we got to shift the conversation from Canelo to let's trash Floyd Mayweather Jr. as a fighter. Let's talk about what Floyd never did. Let's talk about Floyd's shortcomings as a champion. This, that, and the third. Don't do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Because now they're trying to make it a situation between Terence and Floyd, and they're trying to antagonize. Let me say this. Y'all know I've criticized a lot of things Floyd Mayweather has said about the black movements, about black folks in general, and what I've criticized things he's said about situations with black folks, throwing black folks under the bus. So y'all know I'm not biased in this situation. But as a fighter, Floyd Mayweather is one of the finest fighters I've ever seen with my own two eyes. And people trying to make it seem like this is not, it's really not. It was all like a figment of our imagination, or Floyd was built up by the media. No, he was just that damn good. But now they're trying to make it a situation where Terence and Floyd trying to put them against each other because they don't want to talk about what really happened. For real. And the fact of the matter is, Canelo Alvarez got out-slicked. He got out-boxed. He got out-dogged by Terence Crawford. He got out-dogged. And it was not close. And they did not count on that happening. So now they all frustrated. You know what I mean? Now they all frustrated. He said when they hate, they start when the hate start, they start telling lies. Look, for real. Now we're seeing, and I'm gonna say this too. I never liked the conversations around black fighters. When they talk about black fighters, they always use these certain little saying, oh, they run too much. They move. They want to get on a bicycle. Are you track stars or are you a fighter? You even had people saying Terence Crawford was running against Canelo Alvarez. And that right there is what makes me upset. Black fighters and black gyms are not really taught to play rock'em sock'em robots with other fighters. Black trainers, most black trainers not gonna tell black fighters to stand in front of somebody and just, I hit you, you hit me. They'll teach a black fighter how to fight in the pocket, how to do that, But they're not gonna teach a black fighter to let somebody else just tee off on you. In black gyms, that's really not a thing. A lot of black fighters have slick styles for the most part. A lot black fighters who have been fighting for a long time have a slick style. You know, they're not gonna be let's go just hit. I hit you, you hit me. No, that's not boxing. That's brawling. An actual pugilist, that is technical. They not gonna let you just just go and just go. This is not gonna be a Rocky movie. But I noticed over the years that is the type of jargon they use to describe black fighters: runners, dodgers, so on and so forth, right? And the only reason they do that, they don't do it to Tank, is because, let me tell y'all something that's really crazy. Tank throws less punches than Terence Crawford, than Errol Spence, all of them. But Tank has massive punching power. So to them, I guess it's appeasing because he gets a knockout a lot of the times, right? But from other guys, when black fighters don't get the knockout and we get and our fighters get unanimous decisions, for some reason, we ran. Like what? What? Like I said, Tank counter punches a whole lot. He just has a lot of power. But he don't get called it because, he get the knockout. But when a black fighter doesn't get the knockout, and he running. You see what it is? They wanted Terence Crawford to stand directly in front of Canelo Alvarez and just trade back and forth. No. Terence Crawford, Bud, was parrying punches, blocking punches with his arms, gloves, all of that, and keep catching and shooting. That's slick, man. And he moving. You know what I mean? But he's steady. He's in range of Canelo. He ain't running around and ain't like, come on, bro. Tank. Bud got the better of the exchanges with Canelo Alvarez. He sat in a pocket with him, and we saw Bud buckle him, especially at the end of the fight, especially that last round. But we saw him buckle him a few times. And now we acting like, he didn't really win the fight. He ran. What are you talking about? He ran his fist upside Canelo Alvarez's head. Yeah, that's, if you want to call that running, then that's running, I guess. He ran his fist upside Canelo's head. Uncle said, when we are going to realize, my uncle say, when are we going to realize the populace look at everything in a race competitive nature? 100%. That's why when they tell people, or they always tell folks, black folks make everything a race thing. Man, what? Have y'all ever seen when a black fighter fights a Hispanic fighter? You know what I mean? When a Filipino fights a black fighter, when a Puerto Rican fights a Mexican fighter, oh man, people are gonna root for their people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people are gonna root for their people. So my uncle say, it's natural human instinct to dislike your superior ability, aka bet you can't win without moving. How about Mexicans hiring black trainers? 100%. Yes. A lot of them be hiring black trainers, man. That style, it works. And the black fighters, a lot of times they fight slick. They have long careers because they ain't out here getting damaged so easily like that. They have lengthy careers and are able to accomplish a great amount of things because they not sitting here trying to play rock'em sock'em robots, right? Smoochie said, all you got to do is watch the press conference live and look at the comment section. That racism be crazy. That's a fact. Ronald Murray, my bad, Ronald. He said, yeah, Bud buckled him a couple of times, right? So when they say, he running from Canelo, I'm like, look at who was getting the better of the exchanges. If anything, Terence Crawford looked like the guy that was at 168, and Canelo looked like he was coming up in weight because Terence looked that comfortable at that weight, man. Like, seriously, I don't care what nobody say. Terence Crawford was never going to, Canelo Alvarez was never going to beat Terence Crawford. Like, it's just, man, let me tell y'all, bro. This is coming from a dude who I'm a big Errol Spence fan, right? The night Terence Crawford did what he did against Errol, I said, man, Errol was never finna beat him. He was quicker than Errol, slicker than Errol, and Errol, my dog. he was stronger than Errol. You know what I mean? And I think that would have been, even before the car crash, Errol was strong. He was grit. He had a solid chin, but he wasn't the fastest guy. You know what I mean? So when I look at these fights, even with Canelo threw more combinations in his youth. But listen, Canelo used to fight certain type of guys, right? So, and I'm gonna say this too, because now it's the conversation of, oh, Terence, he did it way better. He did a way better job than Floyd Mayweather. You see, they're trying to make it a competition between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. Oh, he did way better than Floyd. This win is way better than what Floyd did. Man, he beat a baby Canelo. Man, cut it out, bro. Canelo had 40-something fights when he fought Floyd Mayweather. It was people genuinely thinking Floyd Mayweather had a chance of losing. They thought it was a possibility he might lose against Canelo. Seriously, they're like, yo, this young dude, he's hard. He punches hard. He's strong. He's fast. We don't know if Floyd could beat him. That was the conversation. Some people were like, yo, he might beat Floyd. Then after the fact, oh, he was a baby. I hate that. He was only 20-some years old. Brother, Muhammad Ali was 22 years old when he beat Sonny Liston. So all of that, he was a baby talk. Come on, man. Mike Tyson was heavyweight champion at 20 years old. All that, he was a baby. No. He had 40-something fights at that point. So what are we talking about? Like, crazy. This topic is how I feel about LeBron and Jordan. They have to let it go. Man, listen. You know how it go. Smoochie say, Bud in that ninth round. He peeped that ninth round? What? That ninth round, Bud, the way Bud was slipping in them uppercuts, I said, oh, no. He teeing up on Canelo. For real. Following up the uppercut with a hook. I said, oh, yeah. Hey, man, that's special. Ronald Murray said they stay deflecting. 100%. Stay deflecting. Say, here's a great quote. Power is only your expectation. Meaning we overestimated Canelo's power, hence to why he didn't press him. Now I bet he knows he should have sat down and got him. Yeah, now I promise you, if there is a rematch, Terence Crawford is going to stop Canelo Alvarez. And it's going to be in a way you ain't never seen Canelo look. When the way Bud was talking about Canelo, I promise y'all, Bud say, man, I didn't been hit harder than that. I don't like, they talked about his power. I didn't been hit harder than that. So like, and you could tell Bud wasn't moved by them punches. And I promise you, if they fight again, Canelo know it too. He's getting stopped. He's getting stopped. And they're going to try to figure out a way to change the narrative again. Now it's going to be Canelo Alvarez is past his prime. His better days are behind him. Terence Bud Crawford, older than Canelo. He older than Canelo. Terence is older than Canelo. And they going to say, well, Canelo best days behind him. He ain't what he used to be no more. He ain't the same no more. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's the narratives are changing and the goalpost is moving continuously. That's why they're trying to make the conversation about Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather now. They're trying to shift that topic from actually what occurred, because the impossible, what people thought was the impossible, occurred. And in their mind, they can't fathom it. And a lot of people don't like it. They don't like it. So now they got to figure out a way, try to change the narrative. Oh, Canelo, don't do that. His best days behind him. I hate that. Because before the fight, y'all was saying Terence Crawford was going to possibly get stopped. People like, yo, seven round stoppage. First time Canelo hit him cleanly, Bud gonna feel it. Bud gonna retreat. He gonna be in defense. He gonna be on in retreat mode for the entire fight. Canelo gonna catch him with something vicious. It's gonna be over with. That's what y'all was saying, you know. But now it's a whole different type of conversation. I don't like that. Because it's disingenuous. You really don't care. Oh, is Bud better than Floyd Mayweather? It's not a genuine conversation. You trying to make it this type of topic because you are upset about the outcome. When I looked at that fight and when I looked into the crowd after the fight was over, I seen only a few people celebrating. Dave Chappelle was happy than a motherfucker. Dave Chappelle was happy. It was as happy as I was when I came home from college and I went to Harold's Chicken on 87th Street and I got that 6-piece fried hard with extra mild sauce. You hear me? He was happy. Dave Chappelle was happy like me when I got that Harold's Chicken. Seriously. Chance the Rapper and them, they was happy. If you look in the rest of the crowd, they was stunned. A lot of them lost some money. If I were a betting man, I should have bet that night. Dave was so damn happy. Dave was so happy. Dave Chappelle was in that bitch. They was gonna fight Dave. Dave was celebrating too hard. All the Dave friends that had money on Canelo, they probably said, we ain't gonna fuck with Dave. Dave can't be around us for a month. Cause Dave gonna be talking about the victory forever. My uncle said I was, and I won. Said, what is with y'all in mouth? I need hot and spice. Calvin, you got to come to Chicago, fam, and get this Harold's Chicken in you. You know? That mouth saw something spectacular. I ain't lying. I told y'all, if you cut my arm right now, I don't bleed blood. I'm so Chicago, I bleed mouth sauce. Matter of fact, while we sitting here talking, you see the crew neck sweater. It's an old crew neck I had made. This mug dingy as ever now. It's dingy now, but you know, Harold's Chicken. I got the with the 773. I made this in college. I made that in college because I was homesick. And I'm like, I'm missing the crib, Joe. I gotta make me a Harold's Chicken crew neck sweater. You feel me? And at the bottom of the crew neck, it say Southsider. Hold on. It say Southsider at the bottom of the at the bottom of the crew neck, Joe. But anyway, yeah, he said in this climate of entertainment boxing, Mayweather versus Crawford could happen. My uncle say mild sauce so great, we created mumbo sauce for DC. The DC homies in the chat gonna say no. For real. But look, but I'm dead serious. Now, first of all, now because people trying to say, oh, he needs to fight Mayweather. Floyd been retired for 10 years, man. They don't need, they don't need to be in the ring together unless they gonna just play around or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Terence Crawford, we shall see what he's gonna do next, But yeah, I just don't like the way the goalposts moved. The conversation shifted because the guy who they thought was gonna win didn't win. Again, when you looked in that crowd, when it was announced that Terence Crawford won, you could hear a rat piss on cotton in the crowd. Boy, Mario Lopez now. Oh, man. What? They say, what? They mad as hell. They knew what they were seeing. They say, oh, no. And that ninth round showed you the real. Again, Terence Crawford slipping that uppercut in there. I said, oh, what? He getting busy on it. What dude say in the rap battle? You just mad because I'm styling on you. That was a style. That was style points at the end. What Roger Mayweather used to tell Floyd Mayweather, go ahead, slip that hook in on him. That's for the road. Slip that hook in for him. Roger Mayweather say, most people don't know shit about boxing. Most of them don't know shit about boxing. Said, well, Mayweather is fighting Tyson next year. Anything can happen. Yeah, that's true. But Mike, they older, so they trying to get to that paper, man. They trying to get to that paper. Unless if Terence retires, and they maybe could do that, but yeah, they trying to get to that paper. The goalposts will always be moved for black fighters. They not letting the goalposts move for Usyk. They just right. That's my problem. Certain people they just allow to be great and it be cool. The black fighters is always some other stuff that come with it, man. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My bad, y'all. My daughter she got a volleyball game today. My mama at the game. She telling me to score the game. I ain't end up going to the game because my little man, he was so tired, exhausted. I'm like, man, I gotta stay here with him. Crawford would beat Mayweather easy. No, bye. Floyd Mayweather would be Terence Crawford's hardest fight of his career. Seriously. Floyd Mayweather at 135, 140 was a dog, a live one. And Floyd he's more defensively responsible than Terence, right? Terence get hit a little bit because he got a lot of dog in him. And so he'll take a licking to get a licking. Floyd Mayweather is going to make you miss and then counter punch the hell out. Like I said, and Floyd at 135, 140 was something spectacular. If you ever want to see, watch Floyd Mayweather versus Diego Corrales. Watch Floyd Mayweather versus Arturo Gatti. Floyd Mayweather should have went to jail for them beatings he gave out. Seriously. And Terence Crawford is better than Diego Corrales. He's better than Arturo Gatti. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you right, now, that Floyd Mayweather, Mayweather is a smart fighter. There's certain things you're not going to be able to do against him. He's been fighting since he was a little bitty baby. There are certain things you're not going to be able to do against him because he just know how to fight. And his IQ is phenomenal. So he would take certain things away from Terence Crawford that he does well. And he would make Terence miss a lot and counter Terence. You know, and I'm gonna say Terence a dog though. But people try to make it seem like him and Floyd not in the same league. As far as like they try to make it seem like again, Terence Crawford, phenomenal. One of the best fighters ever. But yeah, man, listen. Not even just Philly Shell though. Floyd's reflexes are cat-like, bro. I've seen him like anticipate guys hitting him to the point where he don't even got to be in Philly Shell. He just know when he can, like that pull counter. Floyd Mayweather's pull counter technique. Oh my God. I've seen it work so well against so many different fighters. It's crazy. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather, Philly Shell. Not Philly Shell, the pull counter. It's something crazy. It's something special, man. He got a 6. I remember they asked him, they say, how do you know when somebody about to hit you? And he says, I can just feel it. I can feel it, man. I've been fighting so long, I can just feel when somebody about to hit me. You know, and I've seen it in the ring, and I'm like, no, man, this is something different. So yeah, I know better. Crawford can really be he a switch. Yeah, and listen, Floyd, Terence again, switch hitter, power in both hands, 100%. But I've seen guys with power. Floyd nullified the power before. I've seen him nullify power punches before. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him do it. So, that's the thing, man. Floyd is just so defensively responsible, man. It's hard to hit him cleanly. And when he got hit cleanly, he ate him. So the way when Shane Mosley hit him in that, what was that? The second or third round, and they fight, that was the cleanest I've ever seen Floyd Mayweather get hit. Floyd's knees buckled, and the way he stayed composed for the rest of the fight and the rest of the, like, that was crazy. Most fighters, lesser men would have went down. Seriously. Lesser men would have went down. Now that's Floyd's problem. His hands was very brittle. So his hands would break easily. He's breaking his hands like every other fight. When he got to 147 pounds, Floyd was breaking his hands every other fight. Every other fight. Like I said, Floyd Mayweather is Terence Crawford's GOAT. Terence Crawford know what he's seeing when he see Floyd Mayweather Jr. If Shane Mosley could do that to him at 38, Crawford would drop him. And then you know what's crazy, Bob? I got a lot of respect for Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford got dropped against Mean Machine. Like, literally. Now, do you think Floyd Mayweather is letting Mean Machine drop him? They didn't rule it a drop down. They didn't rule it a knockdown. Look, Terence Crawford getting nothing but flowers over here from me, 100%. And I don't like a lot of stuff Floyd do. Y'all know I be getting on here calling Floyd all type of nocturnal animals for stuff that he didn't done, for stuff he's done. But I've seen Terence Crawford. I seen him get knocked down against me and Michelle. They didn't count it, but that was a knockdown though, right? Floyd Mayweather, me machine, not knocking down Floyd Mayweather, right? Let me see what other fights. Now, again, at the time, now when Terence fought Yuriorkis Gamboa, though, that was Yuriorkis Gamboa was a dog then. Yeah, and Floyd's glove did touch the canvas against Zab for sure. It did too. But yeah, like I say, it's styles make fights, man. Like you said, styles make fights for real. So yeah, but I just think some guys match up with other guys better. But I will say when Terence fought Yuriorkis Gamboa was a problem. Gamboa was a problem. So that win, and Terence got hurt in that fight. But also, Terence was out there putting on the show, putting on a performance. That's when you seen Terence Crawford had a lot of dog in him. Everybody gonna get caught eventually. Yeah, and he did whoop Mean Machine after that. Right. My point was when my boy Vibe say Shane caught Floyd with a punch like that how old was Shane? In his late 30s. And he was like, so just imagine what Terence Crawford would do. And I'm like, guys get hit all the time, though. Sometimes guys get hit with shots, I'm gonna tell y'all what's one of my favorite fights from Floyd Mayweather Jr. that I think Floyd don't get credit for. Them Marcos Maidana fights, bro. Those Marcos Maidana fights was crazy. Like a real talk, Maidana has such a smothering style, looping overhand shots he was throwing. It was wild. He was strong. The way Floyd stood in the pocket with him and was countering him, uppercuts, hooks, all of that, like it was crazy. It was crazy. And yeah, that's what I was saying too. After Shane caught him, Floyd dominated the whole fight. Maidana was tough work. Marcos Maidana was tough. I ain't gonna Chino Maidana, El Chino Maidana. Hey, me and my uncle watched Adrien Broner. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell y'all, when me and my uncle, I went to my uncle's house the night Adrien Broner fought Marcos Maidana. And that's when Adrien messed up the church's money that night. For real. Adrien messed up the church's money that night. I said, oh my God. What? Man, when he lost that fight, hey, they couldn't wait to troll for real. M. Diesel, Floyd showed his toughness versus Maidana and Cotto. Yeah. I mean, that Chop Corley fight, DeMarcus Chop Corley, yeah, he showed a lot of dog in that fight. Now, one of my favorite performances, yes, my dog, Black Maul. His performance against Diego Corrales, Chico, I think Chico was the favorite that night. Chico was the favorite that night, man. Diego was the favorite the night he fought Floyd, I believe. Might have been like a slight favorite, but he was the favorite. And that was the last time Floyd Mayweather Jr. wasn't the favorite in a fight. The last time. Said Broner ain't been the same since. Yeah, man. He hasn't been the same. Yeah, Chico was the favorite. Yep. Broner ain't been the same. Said Broner started sitting on his hands after that. He started sitting on his hands after that. Started being a lot more conservative. At that point, I think Adrien was ashamed. He didn't want to get knocked out. He didn't want to get stopped. I'll give this to Adrien Broner, though. And I get on Adrien Broner for a lot. And we got to talk about that Cameron situation at the It Is What It Is platform, too. I'm going to make a video about that because I still haven't talked about it in video format. But, y'all, like, I get this to Adrien. Adrien will fight anybody. Adrien will fight anybody. And I get it to him. He wasn't afraid to step in the ring with nobody. And it's a lot of guys that don't want to fight particular people. But Adrien Broner gonna go and fight anybody. And I ain't never just seen AB just get stopped for real. AB, you didn't beat AB, but even against Marcos Maidana, he got hurt badly and he finished the fight. He finished the fight. People forget because people think Chino knocked him out that night. Adrien finished the fight. He finished all 12 rounds. He finished the fight for sure. But yeah, he lost focus. I mean, I'm gonna be real. Adrien was never really all in 100% on boxing. Adrien was a wild boy. He was a hood dude that was just really talented. He was really talented. He wasn't on Floyd Mayweather level. He wasn't on Terence Crawford level. I don't even think he was on Errol Spence level with certain things. But Adrien, in on lower weight classes, he was just superior. He was gifted, man. He was more athletic than them fighters. He was strong. He had quickness with his punches. Like he was just, yeah. And I think once he started moving up in weight, once he got to 147, that's when you started to see the separation between him and certain guys. He said, I didn't even know this. He said Marcos Maidana said nobody ever hit him as hard as AB. I got to give him, AB fought back. He fought back. And Adrien came up 2 weight classes to fight Marcos Maidana. Because I think before that, he fought Paulie. He had a close fight with Paulie Malignaggi. He won the fight, though. And then he went straight to Marcos Maidana. And, yeah, Chino was a man on a mission. And like I said, Adrien got hurt several times in that fight. He finished the fight out. So I get it to him for real. Say Cam was corny and Adrien is falling off a cliff. Adrien's an alcoholic, man. He need AA. I'm not even trying to be funny. Adrien needs some help. Seriously. But I'm with you though, Khalil. I didn't like the way Cam was talking once AB left out of the show. Right? I didn't like AB continuously trying to overly flirt with Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby. He was doing a lot, and her boyfriend was there. He was warned several. He was told several times, "Hey, stop, bro. A boyfriend here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that." He kept going. So I agree with Cam putting him off of the show. I agree with that part. I just didn't like the comments that Cam said once Adrien wasn't in the room anymore. Like he was talking real greasy, like really, 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 really greasy. And I was just like, yeah, I don't agree with that type of talk now. You know what I'm saying? So AB didn't take his time. Yeah, he moved, Adrien jumped up in weight classes very quick. Because let's be real, Adrien was trying to get the bag. He was going for the money. And the money was in the fights in the higher weight classes. So he was trying to get the money, trying to get the big fights. And I think he was chasing the Mayweather accomplishments, right? To be champion across all these different weight classes, trying to dare to do something. I guess he feel like, trying to do something that only a few fighters have done. And yeah, he didn't take his time at all. He moved up very quick. 100%. But yeah, man, like I just don't like how people are trying to put Floyd and Terence against each other with the way they talking about Terence and Floyd. Like, oh, man, Floyd don't want no, like Floyd, he way better than what Floyd ain't do nothing. Floyd ain't did nothing compared to Terence. Terence been undisputed 3 times. Floyd was never undisputed. And that's a fact, right? But let's not act like Floyd Mayweather wasn't undisputed because he couldn't be undisputed. Floyd didn't like paying them sanctioning fees for them belts at all. And so he just chose to beat at each weight class, he chose to beat the guy at each weight class. He didn't care about collecting the belts. Once he seen how much them sanctioning fees cost for all the belts, he didn't care. Floyd could have fought Bud Black Mall. Bud wasn't who Bud. Floyd's last real fight was 2015. Bud wasn't even at welterweight at 2015, though. You know what I'm saying? When Bud moved to welterweight, and what year was that when he beat Jeff Horn? What year was that, man? 2017? Yeah, and Floyd wasn't coming down to 140 Black Mall. You know what I mean? So, and Bud name, I don't think his his name was strong at the time. It was, but like he wasn't. Bud wasn't the mainstay that he is now. You know, Bud was still young and it was bigger. It was bigger. Now I'm gonna be real. If you would have said Floyd should have fought Keith Thurman, I didn't give you that one. Right? Because Keith was the guy. He was starting to become the guy, you know. Beating he could have, if you say Keith Thurman, he should have fought cool. Not even Errol. Errol wasn't champion until 2017. Was that 2017? Yeah. 2017, like March of 2017, when he beat Kell Brook. When he beat Kell Brook over in the UK. So a fight against Errol was not even warranted in 2015. You know what I mean? If you would have said Keith Thurman, yeah, I give you that one. If you would have said Amir Khan, yeah. And to this day, I think Floyd would have definitely beat Amir Khan. Amir was very fast. He was athletic, so people felt like he could give Floyd problems. But Floyd Mayweather would have beat Amir Khan. I don't doubt he would have beat Amir Khan. Some people say a lot of people say we don't know because he didn't fight him. But I definitely believe Floyd would have beat Amir Khan. So if you want to say Amir Khan, you want to say Keith Thurman 2015, cool. But not Bud and not Errol. They weren't established in their careers enough yet to be in a Floyd Mayweather fight. If Floyd would have beat Terence Crawford at 147, they would have said Terence is young. He's just moving up in weight. You know what I mean? It would have been like it to them. If he would have won, it wouldn't have been an even fight. You know, the fight would have looked better later in Bud's career as Bud started to ascend more. But at that time, they probably would have been like, oh, Floyd picking on his little youngster. You know? I do too. I think Floyd KO him. Yeah, because eventually we found out Amir Khan didn't have the strongest chin. We found out if you hit Amir Khan hard enough, he probably will quit. He will either quit or he'll get knocked out. If you hit him hard enough with some stuff that sting, he'll quit or he will get knocked out. Floyd fought who he fought and won. All these with this shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, he fought who was around. He didn't fight Tim Bradley, but let me tell you something. I give Tim Bradley a hard time on this channel. I'm giving Tim Bradley a hard time on this channel. So I'm giving Floyd Mayweather a hard time on this channel. But when we talk about in the ring, he beaten Ruslan Provodnikov was out here. Boy, man, Tim Bradley was in a goddamn war of attrition with Ruslan Provodnikov, right? So, yeah, Floyd Mayweather beating Tim Bradley. Floyd didn't fight because his style was against slow. No, man, I think Floyd showed you he can beat different styles too, though. I think he showed you he can beat an array of different styles. Now, a critique of Floyd is say, oh, he didn't fight too many brothers, right? He fought Shane Mosley. He tried to fight Shane when him and Shane were a lot younger. Shane said he had a toothache and he didn't want to fight, right? He didn't want to fight Floyd at the time. Now, styles made fights, but when we saw what happened with Vernon Forrest and Shane Mosley, we saw what happened with Vernon and Shane Mosley twice. I don't know, y'all. A younger Floyd, it might have been worse. That Shane, the way Shane would got beat, it might have been worse. Sometimes guys just got your number, but Vernon had Shane number Vernon had Shane number on speed dial. For real. Amari Scott say, what's up, Mac? What's up, Amari? I'm loving this boxing conversation. You said if Bud and Floyd fought at lightweight, I got Floyd. Had they fought at welterweight, I got Bud. Okay. So I ain't mad at nobody for their opinion. Do you think the fight between Mike Tyson and Floyd is going to be stage for views and money. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think they're gonna be hurting each other. They trying to get that check, man. The names are gonna draw in a lot of viewers, right? Because people always wonder, man, the casual fan is not aware of weight classes, right? So the casual fan would say stuff like, man, what you think had happened with Floyd if Floyd would have fought Mike Tyson? Because they don't know that Mike Tyson is 3 times as big as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is a very small guy, man. He's only 150 pounds soaking wet. Like Floyd naturally about 150 pounds. Like even when he was fighting at 154, Floyd Mayweather never got, like he was like I think the most Floyd ever weighed. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to think, even at 154, when he would occasionally go to 54, I think the most Floyd ever weighed was like 151. He's not a big guy at all. So Mike Tyson's so much bigger than him. Now they both old. So I just think they're gonna put on a show. They're gonna have some flashes and moments for the fans. But I don't think it's gonna be anything like where somebody get knocked out or really get damaged. You know? They collecting that bag, and I can't get mad at Mike Tyson for continuously getting money. Bud stops Floyd. Stop him? Vibe, you got to show me you can stop Floyd Mayweather. I'm sorry, Vibe. I ain't seen nobody come close to doing it. Shane Mosley, the closest that it ever came, and Floyd shook it off and dusted Shane every round after that. You got to show me you can stop Floyd Mayweather. Like, Bud had the most dominant run at welterweight in the history of the sport. Only Sugar Ray can be argued. See, Black Maul, I disagree, bro. Like, he beat Errol Spence, like, from pillar to post. But, like, Bud never got a chance to get the big fights at 47. Like, when we look at it, right, he fought 47 Jeff Horn. Now, again, Terence, you can only beat who in front of you. And Jeff Horn was the champion. I never liked Jeff Horn. Y'all finna give me. No, I never thought Jeff Horn was like that, right? Okay, but he beat him. He stopped everybody at 47. But he never got a chance to beat. Like, if he would have had Danny Garcia in there, he would have got in a Keith Thurman. He would have got in a who else? He would have got in a Yordenis Ugas when Ugas was at his height. He would have stopped Manny Pacquiao. Then I'm gonna say he had the greatest run at 47. Like, he wasn't able to get the big fights because he wasn't on PBC at 47. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. You know, so that's my argument from it. Hey man, Zero, bro, I appreciate the CASHAPP donation, Zero. I appreciate you, boss. Zero always he always bless the CASHAPP, man. I appreciate you a ton, Zero. The PBC fighters in Pac-Man were ducking. Now I can agree, right? I can agree. But the fact of the matter remains, because he didn't get the fights, I can't say he had the greatest run in 47 because he wasn't able to get them fights. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford beat all of them. He would beat all of them, but he wasn't able to get the fights, unfortunately. And I can only judge you on what you was like, what actually occurred. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm gonna call your run the greatest run, then we have to see you in the ring with them other guys who were the top guys. Look, and Terence Crawford beating them. He's beating them. He is. But it didn't happen, right? So I can't just say. Now, him stopping Sean was dope. That was phenomenal. Stopping Sean Porter. Sean had never been stopped. Great win. Black Maul, if you throw in Keith Thurman in there, if you throw in Danny Garcia, Mac, are you able to see who's hyping the videos? Because I did it about 3 times. I'm not able to see that, Zero. I appreciate you, bro. A ton. I appreciate you a ton, man. I appreciate you, boss. But I'm not able to see who hyping it. I gotta see if I'm not, at least if I can see it, I'm not aware of it that I can see it. It's not a notification that I get to the YouTube app. Maybe if I go on the YouTube Studio app and see if I can see if it's in there, but I can't see it like from just the YouTube, the regular YouTube app. Sugar Ray Leonard has the best run at 147. I would agree. Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard was a mother for real. Ray Leonard was a dog. But yeah, had Terence Crawford been able to fight the rest of the PBC stable, and if you would have had Manny Pacquiao in there, Sugar Ray, Doug Aaron, wait a minute. Oh, where my uncle at? Did my uncle say that? Or did I'm trying to think which one of my uncles said that? That Sugar Ray, who said that? I'm trying to think who said that. Another YouTuber told me he was able to see them. I gotta see how you can see them. I probably can't see. I don't know how to see them though. That's crazy. I can't. I'm gonna figure out how to wait. I'm gonna figure out how I can see that for sure. But yeah, the Aaron Pryor fight was signed, but Ray Leonard detached his retina. Right. I know he had to retire with the retina injury. Then he came back, and then he fought Marvin Hagler. Now, Vibe, let me ask you this: do you think Ray Leonard really beat Marvin Hagler that night, or do you think Hagler was robbed? What you think? Said Bud is like Roy Jones. You have to use the eye test due to the lack of dance partners. However, when they got the elite dance partner, they made them, yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm saying Bud is a generational fighter without question. Like, it's not a question. I can't say in good faith he had the best run at 47 if I didn't see him fight certain guys. I know he could beat them guys, though. I just can't say he had the best run if he didn't get in there and if he didn't have the fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he didn't get in there, but yeah, he said Hagler won that fight. Vibe say Hagler. Roseball say I think Sugar beat Hagler. People need to realize there's a difference between win and loss records in the eye test. Brady is considered the GOAT by many. However, no one thinks he was a better quarterback than Peyton or Rodgers. Woo! Hey, you gonna start something up in here? You gonna start something up in here? Hey, let me ask y'all this, right? Because there is a certain amount of people. Because when you ask, I'm gonna ask y'all this: do y'all put quarterbacks in the conversation when people ask who's the greatest football player you ever seen? Do you name a quarterback? Do you name a quarterback or do you name another position? Because it's the older generation to tell you the best football players they ever seen was Jerry Rice. They'll tell you Lawrence Taylor, right? They won't say Tom Brady. They will tell you he the best quarterback, but they won't say he the best football player. A lot of people gonna tell you Jerry Rice. They're gonna tell you Barry Sanders. They're gonna tell you Lawrence Taylor, stuff like that. So the best football player ever is Lawrence Taylor. Brady and Peyton are about even. Rodgers more talented. Aaron Rodgers is a natural talent. Natural talent. It was crazy. Aaron Rodgers could have had 7 MVP trophies. Like 7 MVP trophies for real. Walter Payton for me. Real. Shout out Walter Payton, man. Shout out to HBCUs, man. Jay Rice came from my school, man. Mississippi Valley State. Said LT had that crackhead strength. And Aaron Rodgers, the best player I ever seen play Q. Like Aaron Rodgers, like again, an argument could be made. Aaron Rodgers had about 7 dang on MVP trophies. If it was a span that it would look like nobody could mess with Aaron Rodgers for real. At the quarterback position, not team wise, but at the quarterback position, Aaron Rodgers looked like the best thing since sliced bread. He said it's only LT, Deion, Rice. Damian Tomlinson, Deion Sanders, Jerry Rice, best football players you ever seen. People don't say Tom Brady. And I think because people don't look at quarterbacks as the best football player. It's kind of like, You know how the pound for pound list in boxing. Heavyweights ain't really considered in the pound for pound list like they should. Alexander Usyk is considered because he came up in weight from cruiserweight, right? But had Alexander Usyk been a heavyweight his whole career, people wouldn't have him so high on their list. The heavyweights always had their own title, the baddest man on the planet. That was their title. The pound for pound listing was always for the guys in the smaller weight classes. That was for them to get their shine and their praise. So yeah, they give a great quarterback. Quarterbacks get their own, the best quarterback I ever seen. And quarterbacks get their own best quarterback I ever seen type of thing. And football players get something else. Said, I don't need no job after university. I want 180K. I can live off investments. Thank you, Crawford. Is you playing or are you for real? Said, Mac, who you taking? T.O. or Terrell Owens? I mean, Randy Moss or Terrell Owens? Terrell Owens. And I'm going to tell you why. Me and Black Maul went back and forth about this the other day. Randy was an anomaly. I never seen nothing like Randy. A dude that tall should not be moving that fast. A guy that tall should not be moving that fast. Randy was like, I never seen nothing. Like Moss was just something spectacular, right? But if you're going to tell me consistently, I can count on Terrell Owens every year. I don't care who he playing for. I don't care what the situation is. Terrell Owens going to be Terrell Owens. Real talk. Like, I'm like dead serious, man. Like, Terrell Owens, like, T.O. was old in Buffalo, right? And had crazy plays in Buffalo. T.O. was in Cincinnati, almost would have had 1,000+ yards had he not got hurt, right? Now I will say this: Moss was a more dangerous threat, but it was times where Randy, if the situation ain't good, Randy ain't feeling it, right? Randy, if his quarterback play ain't where he wanted in, now T.O. might cuss you out and all of that. He said, "Shout out to Baby Mac for sure." He's smiling over here. Like T.O. Randy went to what was that? 49ers. Randy went to what, Tennessee? Did he go to Tennessee too? And it was just like he was just up in there, right? T.O. gonna turn every situation into an opportunity. He gonna turn every situation into an opportunity. Look, my boy in the camera, huh? You say T.O. ruined teams, Mac. Now I'm gonna say this now. His personality, I don't like his personality. Like, during the time they was playing, I didn't really see certain things that people said about T.O. Now T.O. ain't playing, he still be bitter. He still be mad as hell about a lot of stuff, right? Yeah. But I would say night in and night out, man. I don't know. Terrell Owens, man. Terrell Owens was special. But Randy was more talented than Terrell Owens by far. Because again, a dude that tall shouldn't be able to move like that. What's that game? Was that a Monday Night Football game? Randy had 3 catches for like damn near 200 yards, like 160 something. 3 catches for 3 touchdowns. Some crazy stat. Crazy. Yeah, and then when T.O. had that coming off a broken leg, Thanksgiving at Dallas, coming off a broken leg. The way T.O. did that, off that he came back from that broken leg and played in that Super Bowl for 122 yards, that's big dog stuff now. I'm going to say that. Randy never led the league and drops. T.O. has. I'm going to say that Randy, see, look, this conversation, y'all don't want to admit it. It's starting to mirror LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? You say, I'm going to put y'all on game. Don't be using these mainstream betting sites. You got to go through the underground, work with crypto, etc. High risk, high reward, though. Hello, he said, somebody asked, he said, which boxing events y'all looking forward to now? September dry, October is where it's at. Or Norman versus Haney. Hey, when is Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr.? When is that fight? When is that fight? When is that fight? I'm ready to watch that one. About Mac, I knew LeBron was. It's starting to sound like that conversation. You know what I mean? But no, when do Devin Haney fight Brian Norman Jr.? When is that fight? I really don't even know when that fight is. I'm ready to see it though. And I want Devin. I'm rooting for Devin hard, man. Come here, let me see that, baby. Let Daddy see that. You know you can find some stuff now. It's on November 25th. Now, he said November 22nd, 25th. They called it stacked. Abdullah Mason, Benavidez. I like Abdullah Mason. I like Abdullah Mason, man. I like little Abdullah Mason. I'll fool with him. I'm taking out, bro, Dre. I think everybody that know football taking Barry Sanders over Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith got the rushing record. But everybody know Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was doing that without an offensive line. He didn't even need his offensive line. Barry Sanders retired at 30, 31 years old. He was young as hell. Super young when he retired. And he had 15,000 yards. Barry could have had that record easily. He say, I got Brian Norman Jr. Having Haney not focused, having baby mama drama, all that BS. Well, yeah, sometimes some brothers can work through that adversity. Because Floyd Mayweather used to have everything going on outside the ring. Everything. And he still be victorious. So I guess we got to see, man. 30, just like Megatron. And both for the Detroit Lions. Ain't that something? Both for Detroit. Brian Norman going to give Devin a vicious A beating. Ooh! Man, you know what, man? I'm rooting for Dev, man. I'm rooting for Dev. I want Dev to pull it off, man. And then when you find out Bill Haney sent the hit out on Canelo, when you find out Bill Haney put the hit out on Canelo got that hit. He got that hit put out by Bill Haney. Bill Haney, the one that told Terence Crawford, hey, man, if you can't get the Errol Spence fight, forget that fight. Go for Canelo. You can beat Canelo Alvarez. You can do that, bud. Bud said he wasn't even worried about the fight. He wasn't even thinking about Canelo till Bill Haney pulled him aside and said, hey, look, if you can't get the Errol Spence fight, if you and PBC can't come to agreements, go ahead and go for Canelo. That's where the bread and butter at, man. Go take out Big Nello, man. He said Haney only wins if he outboxes Norman Jr. Norman is not an old Ramirez, slow feet, Regis, bro. Because they thought the Rougarou was gonna whoop on Devin. They thought the Rougarou was gonna whoop on Devin too, and Devin put on a world-class performance. But you're right, Brian Norman Jr. is not Regis, but also this is Brian Norman Jr. This is the most skilled fighter Brian Norman Jr. has fought. This is going to be the most skilled fighter he's fought before. So I agree with you, having said. Haney better not run. I mean, he got to box him, though. So when you say run, not like that last fight he just had. But if you saying, hey, he can't get into no slugfest with him, though. You just box him. Fight at range. You know? Because you can still box somebody and put on a dominant showing. You know what I mean? You can still, he fought since Ryan Garcia. He didn't look that great because he was still shell shocked from getting dropped those previous times against a roided up Ryan Garcia with them steroids. I'm on here, y'all. Hold on. I gotta do something with my boy. What'd he say? It's called boxing, right? Not slugging, 100%. Norman is another bud. They have been ducking him, Mac. Who you saying ducking him? You saying Jerron Boots Ennis? Is you saying Jerron Boots Ennis? Is that who you saying? Black Maul? Yeah, man. I want Devin to shake back, man. I really want Devin. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. Quiet is kept. Out of all the young dudes that was supposed to be the new four kings of boxing, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney got the best resume out of all of them. Devin Haney was the one really out here going for glory. Devin went and beat what's the boy name? Vasily Lomachenko. He went and beat when what you call it? Remember what's the boy name? George Kambosos. When Kambosos beat what's that man name? What's the boy name? Teofimo. When Kambosos beat him, everybody was like, "Oh my God!" Right? They say, "Man, George Ferocious Kambosos was the one." Devin Haney say, "Man, listen, I will take less money. I will take the worst of the stipulations, and I will go over there and beat him." And he accepted the deal twice. He smoked George Kambosos twice. You feel me? And say, "Listen, man, now we finna go against Ryan Garcia." Still a dangerous opponent. I still think, Ryan was on that stuff. I don't care what y'all talking about. Ryan Garcia was on that stuff. He was on that juice. Cause that last fight he had against let me tell you something, man. No disrespect. No, I mean disrespect. Disrespect like a mug. I really don't. I'm not trying to disrespect Rolly Ramirez. I ain't trying to disrespect Rolly Ramirez. I mean Rolly Romero. Rolando Romero is not supposed to be beating a world-class fighter. Right? Like, if he ain't knocking you out, he ain't supposed to be beating you. This man outboxed Ryan Garcia. Ryan was out there looking like he didn't even look as confident as he looked when he fought Devin Haney. You could have swore Ryan Garcia was G.I. Joe when he fought Devin Haney. He come and fight Rolly Romero. Boy, the boy was shell-shocked. He didn't even look confident going into the ring at all. He looked like he was unsure of himself. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My bad, y'all. But yeah, man, the man looked unsure of himself. So said Ryan had a broken hand in that fight. He beat Rose. Man, you believe Ryan had a broken hand? Hell no. Ryan was in there. I don't believe that. I don't. I think the boy just ain't that good. And I think he need that juice to be that cold like that. Cause Rolly outboxing you is crazy. I didn't see Floyd Mayweather beat fighters with broken hands. Tank hurt his hand against what's the boy name? Isak Pitbull Cruz, and still won the fight. Yeah, he ain't had that roid rage, that roid sauce up in him. He wasn't even talking as greasy. He didn't even look as confident in that fight at all. Now, Roseball, that's a great point. Devin's problem is he don't keep his hands up. That is a big problem. That is a big problem for real. He do got to keep it because that's crazy. Hey, I'm on live. They can't see you. Can't nobody see you though. I heard they cheated y'all, baby girl. Girl, how you play? I'm good, I guess. Yeah. My bad, y'all. My daughter just came home from her game. Man. You got your brother something? My bad, you guys. Richardson Hitchens. I like him, man. I like him. My bad, y'all. Had to go. Get your fries from your sister, man. He see what you got over here. He said Hitchens give NYC vibes all day. You could tell a New Yorker when they talk, boy. November Ortiz. Oh, Erickson Lubin versus Virgil. Do y'all remember the night Erickson Lubin fought Sebastian Fundora? Well, big hey, he said they be loud as hell. New Yorker be loud. Chicagoans be loud too, though. I'm gonna tell you, Chicagoans be loud too. They say Tio, I can't stand Tiafimo. I can't stand Tiafimo. Marshall Falk was brilliant. I'm gonna tell you, Marshall Falk could do everything. Everything you want a back to do. For real. East Coast fighters, period. Yeah. Zab, Judah, young Mike Tyson used to talk greasy, Shannon Briggs, Shannon the Cannon Briggs. Yeah, a lot of I'm trying to think. Chicago would just be extra. He said, but New Yorkers be loud. And I'm live and direct coming from Chicago. I'm in Chicago as we speak, Chicago all day. But I know my Chicagoans have main character syndrome. We do. I ain't gonna front. Hitchens is from Brooklyn. Is he okay? Where he from in Brooklyn? Cause I learned this from Tony Rock. Tony Rock say when he say he from Brooklyn, he say he from Bed-Stuy. He said because you could be from Sheepshead Bay, and say you from Brooklyn. He say he make sure he say he from Bed-Stuy because Bed-Stuy is something different. Brooklyn. They say Brooklyn big. You can be from a lot of different places that ain't. I say I'm from Bed-Stuy specifically. That's what Tony Rock say. She's a Chicago dude. Say be hard. Hey man, Chicago is a funny place, man. Y'all talking about AB getting kicked off. No, I didn't. I'm gonna make a video about that. My man's name G Willikers. That was my favorite word. That's how they want all the black baseball players. They want them to talk like G Willikers, G Whiz. I speak gosh. Oh my bejesus. They want all baseball players to talk like that. If you don't talk like that as a baseball player, they look at you funny. Why is he talking like this? They'd be like, I smell a hint of Negro on him. If you don't talk like that, I smell a hint of Negro on you. He said, that's my biggest issue with Floyd. He didn't push the culture forward by giving Bud, Spence, or Thurman a shot on his way out. They want us to talk like they want them to talk like John. Yeah, in baseball, if you don't talk like that, they look at you crazy. That's why when Tim Anderson was playing, it was a lot of people that look at Tim Anderson because Tim Anderson was black coded like a mug. I'm talking about Tim Anderson played for the White Sox. He was so black coded, like man, you could tell he was not used to being in that arena. Like not in an arena. He wasn't used to being in in them type of environments for real, with like predominantly white folks and like people from like South America and stuff. He was not used to that. So it was like he didn't even know how to code himself, how to code switch in them environments. Tim Anderson looking like, that's why when Tim said, and I think, I don't care what nobody say, a lot of them higher ups in Major League Baseball, they didn't appreciate Tim saying, Tim Anderson said he thought baseball was boring. They would ask him on when he was hot. I'm talking about when Tim Anderson was hot and he was like at the top of his game. Tim Anderson say, I don't watch baseball. They would ask him this. He would say this on baseball shows. They'd be like, they'd be like, Tim, who you watching right now in the playoffs? He'd be like, I don't watch baseball. It's a boring. Tim Anderson said out of his mouth, it's a boring sport. And I don't think them higher ups in baseball like that. They be like, oh, hell no. You saying our sport boring? And if y'all know this, he said, yo, I'm subscribed, bro. I saw you a while ago somewhere. Heaven sent, what's happening? You seen me a while, like in person, or you saying like on YouTube? I appreciate you subscribing too, brother. But no, though. They looking like, why is he saying this? Then when you find out, Tim Anderson, he didn't grow up playing baseball all his life. He played baseball in his youth, in his younger years, and he stopped playing baseball for a while. He strictly was playing basketball. He got hurt playing basketball and then went back to playing baseball like his junior year in high school. And he got really good. He figured out how to hit and he got really good. And for a lot of baseball players spend their whole life trying to get to the major leagues, right? And be an all-star player and all of that. Tim Anderson, he really just got good on like, and he never was really in love with baseball like that. And Major League Baseball do not like players, especially black players, who say they don't like baseball. They think it's boring. They really not that into it. Hey, Black Mall say Barry Bonds they were G Wiz type of guys. Barry Bonds, King Griffey Jr. I got a Griffey Jr. jersey on right now. I'm wearing a King Griffey Jr. jersey. Griffey was definitely a G Wiz, G Willikers type of guy. You know what I'm saying? They were just outstanding. Outstanding. And see that, and I'm gonna be real with you. That didn't do back like them playing, like them being coded like that. Them, what's the word? I'm trying to use my words carefully. Them presenting themselves like that and being that great. Black dudes that came from like the hood, like me, oh man, they didn't have no chance coming in the league. If you gonna be from the hood and talk their hood talk, you better be extraordinary. You can't be decently, like nah, and you be hood coded in baseball. If you're gonna be hood coded, you better be extraordinary. But even then, they're gonna look at you like, hey, I'm watching you. But Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds being G Willikers type of guys and being great, they looked at black players like, see, that's what you should be. Be like that. Don't try to bring that Allen Iverson shit up in here. Don't bring that Carmelo Anthony, Allen Iverson. Don't bring that over here to baseball. Can you imagine if Allen Iverson was in baseball? He would be in so much trouble. He would be in so much trouble if he was in baseball. Allen Iverson wouldn't have made it. He said, I saw your channel discuss some interesting topics. You've discussed the David. Nah, I haven't discussed that situation. How you pronounce his name? David? I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Well, how do you pronounce that name? David? I don't know how you pronounce that name. I never even heard of him, but I heard about the situation. I heard about the situation, and it's crazy. I got to dig more into it so I can really discuss the situation on my channel. But yeah, I saw that. I'm like, man, what the hell? So, hey, LL Frost, Stop being on here saying anything. Black baseball players are all like Russell Wilson types. Junior was phenomenal though. Like, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. Junior, I got a lot of love for Junior. I don't think Junior was trying to like. I think that's genuinely who Junior grew up in nice environments because his dad was a professional player, Ken Griffey Sr. So, like, you know, I think that's genuinely who he was as a person. I don't think he was trying to be something else. I just think that's genuinely who he was, for real. Right, thank you. Yeah. So, and I think the same thing for Barry Bonds. Bobby Bonds, his father, they grew up in probably nice environments because their father was baseball players. They grew up in probably mixed environments, probably predominantly white environments. And, you know, you talk like the environment you're raised around. You know, you're going to talk and have the speech cadence of people you're raised around. So I'm going to talk like a Chicago dude. I know how to be professional, though. But I'm going to talk like a Chicago dude in my personal time because I grew up on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. You know? So I don't think Griffey and them they wasn't trying to be something that they wasn't. That was generally who they were. And I think Griffey's a stand-up brother. Phenomenal. You know? But let's talk about Derek Jeter. Black Mall made up a great point. Y'all know Derek Jeter, he stayed, I think, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Jeter stayed away from race altogether as a topic in baseball. Like, it's so many people. Like my boy Melvin was a big baseball fan. He told me it was at a point he didn't even know Jeter was black for real until like later on when he seen Jeter's father. You know, Jeter not black coded at all. El Capitan Derek Jeter, he's not black coded at all. G. Willikers say it's deceptive though, because Bonds and Griffey are quietly militant-ish. Arthur Ashe too. Yeah, they are quietly. Yeah, they are. They are. But I wish, you know, but they couldn't be as vocal. Cut it out. They couldn't be as vocal in Major League Baseball like that about it, I think. Because I think they felt like they could get ousted from the league or whatever. Griffey was definitely, you know, and that's what I'm saying. When Griffey talked, the G. Willikers type, I think that's genuinely who he is. I don't think he's trying to not be coded as black. Like, no, I think that's because he was raised around certain environments, but he definitely is militantly coded. The way I seen him talk about the New York Yankees and how he never would want to play for them, Griffey definitely militant, for sure. For sure. Like I said, I got a Griffey jersey. I got a Mariners Griffey jersey on right now. You know what I'm saying? If Griffey was on that opposite type of time, I wouldn't have the jersey on. Let me say they don't speak on it. But like Derek Jeter not militant though. No. Jeter wanted to stay far away from them race topics for real. He like, man, we not. Jeter didn't want anything to do with that. I played ball because of Griffey in prime time. Yup. A lot of kids. Ken Griffey Jr., man, he had so much swag as a player. So much swag. His swagger was black coded though. Yeah, he may not talk with the certain inflections and certain cadence of people from the inner city. When I'm talking about Griffey, he didn't talk with the swagger and cadence of people from the inner city, but the way he dressed, the way his style was, you could tell he was in touch with his black roots for sure. He just, you know, he had a different type. He talked a certain way, you know, but you could tell his swagger was black coded for sure. But he talked like Russell Wilson talked. He didn't talk with the inflections and the speech cadence like Allen Iverson and the people from inner city. But you can look at his swagger, you could tell. Y'all talking real boxing. Y'all F.A. Ajagba. Y'all talking about Bacoli, all of that. Y'all, that's real boxing. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Heaven sent. Griffey had the second best swing of all time, right behind A-Rod. I'll die on that hill. Yeah, a lot of people say that's the smoothest swing. They didn't say Griffey. Griffey for real. Ken Griffey Jr., if he wouldn't have got hurt, a lot of like them injuries he would have had well over 700 home runs. Well over that. You got 630. 630. Baseball is such a hard sport. Baseball is a hard sport to be playing. What you got, Bubba? Hold on, y'all. Madison. Did you leave this house for your brother? What's up, y'all? My bad, man. These children. I agree. He had no. Yeah, I think Barry Bonds didn't have no reason to take them steroids, but when Barry saw Mark McGwire and he saw Sammy Sosa hitting them home runs like that, and people fawning over it, he saw, hell no. He said he know Mark McGwire was on that juice, and he said they getting all this glory when I'm the better baseball player. Oh no. If I was on that juice, I could hit 60 plus home runs too. If I was on that juice, so I'm gonna get on this juice too. I'm gonna get on this juice too, and we gonna show the difference. Barry was a Hall of Famer as a Pirate. Yeah, as a Pittsburgh Pirate, he was a Hall of Famer. Dude had two MVP careers for real. I just think he saw that home run ball you got so much glory for that. You got so much glory for hitting that long, no pun intended, hitting the long ball. You get so much glory for that. He like, man, no, bro. I'm not finna let Mark McGwire and them just steal the shine. I'm finna come in this game too. And I can tell y'all, man, baseball was at its height, at its peak during the steroid era. Because that's when they kept on ESPN Sports Center, kept showing the race between Griffey, Sammy Sosa, and Barry Bonds. I mean, not Griffey. McGwire. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Bonds. I said Griffey. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Bonds, they were showing a home run race consistently. Yeah. Y'all in here really talking boxing. That's love, Zero and Heaven Sent. Y'all in here really talking boxing. Sammy bleached his skin. He went full. Yeah. You know, Sammy from over in what's Sammy? Dominican? He Dominican. So like, you know, they got a lot of colorism over there in DR. In the DR. A lot of colorism. And so Sammy wanted to be a light-skinned Dominican. He said, I'm tired of being after all the glory he got from being a black Dominican, all the glory he got from being a black Dominican, all the love he got, all of that, he said, I want to be a light-skinned Dominican. I know black. I don't want to be black. He want to look like, and instead of looking light-skinned, the brother looked like a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. You look pink. You look like the Pink Panther. The brother looked like a vampire that had Pepto-Bismol all over his skin. I don't know. Sammy wow. Sammy super wow for that. But yeah, no. Charlie, remember that Sports Center was playing that home run race. Baseball was at its peak. My cousin had on Nintendo 64, he had Mike Piazza's Mike Piazza's like home run in or something like that. It was a baseball game on Nintendo 64. Brothers over here was rocking with Sosa before. Yeah, of course, 100%. Let me tell y'all this, bro. As a kid, you know, I didn't have no concept of people looking black and like having black skin and not being from America, right? Like unless you was an African or something like that. But I didn't. Other than that, I had no concept of like people having black skin and not being from America. When I first heard Sammy Sosa talk for the first time, I was so confused. I'm like, why do he got an accent? The brother looked my complexion. The brother looked like me. Why he got an accent? Sammy came on there with an accent. I was like, whoa. Because I didn't know nothing about the Dominican Republic. I was like 7 years old. I'm about 7. When Sammy Sosa is in his full glory, I'm 7 years old. 2001, around that time, I'm like 8 years old. He said, "True, we thought they was black." I promise you, I ain't know Sammy wasn't black American. That brother looked like his name. Sammy looked like his name was DeAndre. He got my skin color. Like, what the hell? So I didn't know until I saw it. I'm like, wow. Then my dad explained to me. I asked my dad. My dad really liked baseball. My dad, older gentleman, he came up during the baseball era. He say, I asked him, I said, Dad, why do he talk like that? My dad, like, he from the Dominican Republic. He not from here. David Ortiz, Big Papi Ortiz too. Big Papi? What? Big Papi blacker than me and you. I'm in the Dominican. Big Papi Ortiz. Big Papi? Hey, Papi. That was a little at-bat song. He come to bat. Yeah, Jay-Z. Hey, Papi. Big Papi, boy. I'm telling you, Big Papi for real. He looked like he was just David from Southside Chicago. You couldn't tell me. Said Alfonso Soriano, Chicago Cub. Yeah. We ain't know them. Like, you looking like them brothers look black. They blacker than us. For real. Malcolm, what are you doing there, man? Hey, y'all. Boy, let me tell you something. I got these Oreo lemon. Boy, what? Listen, I'm supposed to got this for the kids. I don't even know if my kids like these. But what? I gotta put them down. Somebody calling me. I heard Triple G is potentially returning to boxing. I don't really know. I don't know what Triple G, what he got left for real. I don't really know what Triple G got left in the tank. Who he gonna fight? But not if you already ate. He said Oreo lemon. I like lemon flavor. I don't know. I like lemon flavored cookies. I'm one of them brothers that like them lemon cookies when we were shorties. I was born and raised, lived in the Netherlands till age 8, and then moved to Sweden. That's right. Okay. You say you from the Netherlands, and you moved to Sweden. Got you. You still in Sweden right now? Heaven sent, you still in Sweden right now? Pedro Martinez had the Jerry curl. Yeah, man, what? For real. Pedro had that Jerry curl, the Jerry curl juice dripping. Pedro Martinez looked like he should have been on Coming to America. You remember he had that soul glow in his head. He had the soul glow all in his head for real. Looked wet, but it was dry. That's Coach Prime's favorite saying. It looked wet, but it was dry. It was dry. Hey man, my brother sweet. My brother Heaven Sent Sweet. Yeah, you the first sweetest brother. Heaven Sent, you the first sweetest brother that I didn't ever communicated with for real. First sweetest brother I ever communicated with. Hey, you know, my geographic, my world, my world geography is not the best. What countries border Sweden? What country is close to Sweden? Because my world geography is not the best. I still live in Sweden, about to finish university, and then just chill while working remotely. I'm in university for software engineering and finance. That's what's up, brother. That's what's up, boss. Keep at it, man. Keep at it, man. That's real. That's real. And you know what's it's so funny, man. And in other countries they call college university. Our colleges are called universities, but we say college. You know, I noticed like in Canada they say university as well. Norway and Finland, right? My cousin is in Finland right now. I told you I had a cousin that played ball professionally for about 11 years, right? And he played in Finland. His wife is from Finland. She's Finnish. My cousin from Southside Chicago, Illinois, like me. My first cousin. This is my father's sister's son. My cousin's 6'7" and a half, right? But he's in Finland right now with his wife and his daughter. They went to go visit her family, but they coming back to Chicago pretty soon. But yeah, they've been over there for some weeks. So I'm like, I know Sweden is by Finland. I'm like, it gotta be by Finland. Got you. But yeah, my cousin, he's in Finland doing his thing. Y'all gotta come to cheaper countries. USA and even Europe be robbing people with them taxes. Yeah, we got to, man. I gotta go out the country in general, man. I gotta come out, I gotta get out the country in general. Heaven sent, you been to America before? You been to America before? All of my friends, not all of my friends, a lot of them been out the country. My other boy Kiefer done played in a lot of countries. Like I said, Kiefer done played in, well, my cousin played in Ireland, Finland. He done been in France. He's been to couple of countries, man. I went to USA when I was young. Okay, got you, got you. Do you remember what state you were? Like where did you go in the United States? Do you remember? Man, what's up? I love talking to y'all, man. Y'all be in here, educate me, put me on to some information. I love talking with y'all. I got some more videos coming tonight. Some more different topics to discuss. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on. I'm gonna get on live stream again tonight as well. So yeah, see, I've never been out the country. My mom wanted to take my sister and I to Haiti, but my dad wouldn't allow it. Why your dad wouldn't allow it? He don't think y'all should be in Haiti. I was in Florida for my father family. Oh, okay. In Florida. You know, I used to go to Florida quite often, man. My mother worked for United Airlines at a point, and we used to always go to Disney World a lot. We would go in Orlando and Kissimmee. We would stay in Kissimmee and then go to we would stay in Kissimmee and then go to Orlando for Disney. Man, where you put your fries, Malcolm? Man, Thailand, Philippines, and Puerto Rico. Even if you got children, please look into it. Into is into it. USA is good for jobs, but expensive for no reason. Super expensive. Like, you know, when I was in grad school, right, and I had some friends from Thailand. And they would always tell me how cheap it is to have a great time in Thailand. They say, man, basically US currency transfers very well in Thailand. And he was basically like, he was basically telling me, I'm looking at Black Mall comment. It was a girl and a guy. They was telling me that, yeah, that's my boy. That's my son, Shelton. He was telling me that I need to go visit Thailand. So, because it's cheap and I can have a great time in Thailand. Yeah, Shelton, that's my boy. That's Lil Malcolm, man. Yup. Let me say. I never told y'all, man. Well, some of y'all already know my son has autism, so that's why I wear the puzzle pendant on my neck. And then I'm actually gonna speak about so we didn't get my son into ABA therapy. We got my son into ABA therapy probably like 3 weeks ago. So yeah, my daughter just had a volleyball game. So your daughter has autism. Got you. Yeah, man. I always show love to the autism parents, man. She's 16. Got you. Okay. Man, blessings to you, bro. I always show love to the autism parents. My daughter just came in the crib. She 14. She just had a volleyball game today. I stayed at the crib though, cause my little man, he woke up in the middle of the night. And he was just up. And I was like, man, he ain't gonna want to go to that game. So because he was gonna be irritable or whatever, because he really didn't get him as much sleep. The game was early, so my mom ended up taking her to the game. He said mini meals. Hold on, let me see what you said. Zero say, because Haiti has been bad for a while, Mills. You may not know, but right now the capital is being ran by the gangs. The country is completely screwed up. That's crazy. I did not know that. So, you might not know. Right now the capital is being. What's the capital? Port-au-Prince? Oh, my son is 4. Shelton. My son is 4. I say I love my sisters over here way too much to lead, though. Hey, athletic man, my dog. Oh, my dog. Hey, my boy. I was watching y'all gotta watch Athletic Minds videos, man. If you're a boxing fan, my dog got let me put his name back up here so y'all can see. My dog got top tier. His editing is top tier. I gotta get with him on the editing because his editing is phenomenal. Like he did a video because Athletic Mind, he's a Terence Crawford fan, but he didn't think Terence would beat Canelo. And so he put together his clips of him saying that Terence would lose based upon size and Terence not being able to fight at that weight class because of, it's a big jump. And he basically was talking about like how he was wrong. But he used the clips of him previously saying his comments, and then, he put in footage from like other different. He put in footage from what did you put in? Damn, what footage was that you put in there from? I forgot. Damn, but yeah. So I'm gonna get those passports and let the streets have the masculine American women, brother. You you can find you some feminine women in America, bro, from your live streams. But you had a clip from like a movie or a TV show though. I'm trying to remember which one. I just watched it. What did you have a clip from in there? Like you put those clips in there too. You said TBE Duck Bud era. Hey, y'all got to stop. He'll even get out. He said he'll even out as he gets older. My daughter used to be irritable when she was little too. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, Shelton. Yeah, man, I gotta when I go Boondocks. Yes, it was the Boondocks. I know it was the Boondocks. No, Boondock's one of my favorite shows all time. So you got to make a chick feminine. Baddie would be feminine by masculine men. Hey, listen. I don't know, man. I didn't ran into some very feminine women in my lifetime. So I guess I got lucky because I don't do masculine women at all. But I've ran into a ton of feminine women in America. I've seen a documentary about Haiti. An ex-police officer turned gang leader named Barbecue is running the country. An ex-police officer? He turned a gang member as a police officer? And they fight with the local police with the same weapons they use. Hold on now. Now y'all didn't get me in. Now I'm like, what's going on? Hey, hold on, y'all. You say even the classy women are tad masculine. Now New York City now, I ain't gonna lie. New York a different place. New York, you might catch women saying dead ass quite often. And she might wear Timbs with a dress. New York a different place. But if you in the South somewhere, you know, if you in the South somewhere or different other regions, it might be a little different. But New York City, New York, yeah. He said, stop being so strong. New York a different breed. Talk to me nice. And New York tell you suck my yeah, New York a different breed. I ain't gonna lie. But when you got brothers like Cameron them walking around, can you blame the sisters? Cameron them rude as hell. I be telling y'all, and shout out to Athletic Mind. What borough you from, Athletic Mind? Are you from the boroughs in New York? Yeah. I be telling people, like, I couldn't have grew up around, I would have been fighting Cam them every day. Cam, like, Jewel's the most chill dude from Harlem I didn't see. Jewel's. Cause like Jimmy and Mace, like that, them brothers be dead. Like even my Bigger Belly. You know, Bigger Belly, that's Machiavelli. My name is a play on that, like for real. My nickname Mac, right? But I was a big fan of Max B. Bigger Boss Don, Bigger Val. Max B is a wild brother. That brother is, yo, he was hilarious and entertaining. I loved his music. But Max can be very disrespectful. I like that interview he did on the street, one of my favorite interviews. Where he said, you see Fabio, baby. Look at Fabio, baby. You see, but what he say? He say, I look like a boss, I taste like a boss. What he say? I look like a boss, I talk like a boss, I taste like a boss. Max Bigger Val. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My bad, y'all. Said Max B coming home soon. Yeah, he should. Yeah, I heard he coming home, man. But yeah, New York culture is just very different, man. So I'll be like, I will be fighting Cam them every day. Like when Cam talk about when Jim first started dating Chrissy, right? And Jim was taking Chrissy on dates and stuff like that. And Cam thought Chrissy was being like, he was being a trick for Chrissy. He was like, this is before I knew that Chrissy was a good woman and all that. I didn't know she was a good woman. I seen Jimmy was taking her on dates and spending money on her. So Jimmy came to the studio one day and Cameron made shirts calling Jimmy Tricky Ricky. He made shirts with Jim Jones' face on it, calling him Tricky Ricky to make fun of Jimmy for taking Chrissy on dates and stuff. He had shirts he passed out in the studio to all they homeboys with Jim Jones' face on it, calling him Tricky Ricky, calling him a trick. Because he was liking a woman and taking a woman on dates. I'm like, yeah. Me and Cam would have been fighting. Cause now you think you gotta think I'm vagina. Like you gotta think I'm the goofy at that point. Like you gotta think that, you know. So they they are a bit much. Like I don't know how he's kept his friendship so intact. Like Freaky Zeke and them, like they haven't been shit. Him and Jim Jones be falling out all the time. So him and Jewel, so you right. Like him and Mace, yeah. Hey, hold on. Running your house, snatching Lil Rusty and Diggy. What my man Fabulous say, come in your house, snatching Lil Rusty and Diggy. I bet you son autism, everybody had child. Oh yeah, man, it's my boy, man. I'm riding with my boy till the wheels fall off. You hear me? I'm riding with my son till the wheels fall off, champ. I appreciate that though, heaven sent. Running your house, snatching Lil Rusty and Diggy. I remember I heard Fabulous say that. Did you see my other comment? Hold on, what'd you say? Let me see. There's this mayor in another town in Haiti. A lot of thugs infiltrated the town. He felt that the government wasn't helping, so he took it upon himself. What? Hey man, Haiti got what? Hey man, I ain't gonna go to Haiti now. They got that's not funny. They got a lot of stuff going on in Haiti now. That's why your father say, hell no, y'all ain't going to Haiti. Your dad say, man, you ain't going there. Y'all ain't going to Haiti at all. Okay, good looks. That might be the move for the winter. What places should I stop by? Dang, I didn't know all that was going on. That's crazy. I didn't even know. Running out, snatching Lil Rusty and Diggy. Hold on. You say you skipping over to the DR? Yeah, I go to Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared of Haiti. Y'all talking about Haiti? Hey, I don't know. Y'all say the brothers the gang members in charge now. Last year, this white couple was doing missionary work in Haiti, and they got what? What happened to them? Yeah, Haiti, man. Black Mall, what's the word?
Mac, what it do?
What's going on with you, boss? How you feeling?
Man, I can't complain, brother. How about you, man?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain either, man. Shoot, taking everything a day at a time, you know, trying to enjoy the weekend.
Nah, most definitely, man. Hey, look, man, that the point about the Floyd and Bud points, man.
Yeah.
So there's a couple points being made on this that I think is irrelevant. Like people keep going up. The main point being the resume point, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if we're gonna be real, I feel like the resume ain't going to determine if you're going to win. If that's the case, he'd have lost to Sean Porter, he'd have lost to Spence, and he'd have definitely lost to Canelo because all three of them have a way better resume than Bud. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
So the fact that Floyd's resume is better, I don't think would lead to him winning that fight hypothetically if it was to happen. Like, even though we speaking hypotheticals, I think if that would have happened, him having a better resume means nothing. That's my first point. I also feel like I said in the comments, it depends on where it happens. If it happens at lightweight, I feel like at lightweight, Floyd was the better fighter. Because Floyd started down there as well as Bud. So if it was to take place at lightweight, I'm gonna give my cap to Floyd. However, if it take place at welterweight, now I understand your point about him not getting the fights with whoever, and I get great point. However, it wasn't because he wasn't trying to get the fights. Like Bob Arum is on record saying that he kept Pacquiao away from that man.
That's 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So again, and like I said in the comments, I can only go by what I saw. And what I saw was that man stopped literally everybody he got in the ring with right there, Mac, including the elite ones.
Yep. Yeah, I think, and I think he would have beat all of them, right? I just say I can't say it's the best run in 47 because he wasn't able to get them fights. Now, again, I think if he would have got them fights, then I think, I think it would have changed everything because he get in the ring with Manny Pacquiao and stop Manny. Oh my God.
Exactly.
If he stopped Manny Pacquiao, like literally, bro, I'm real talk. That's why Errol, remember Errol was about to get the Manny Pacquiao fight, right? He got the detached retina or whatever at that time. Like, you beat Manny Pacquiao, your resume is boosted tremendously. If you stop Manny, and Terence would have stopped Manny. Bob Arum knew that, right? Okay, yeah.
Bob wasn't trying to mess up that money. He was like, man.
Pacquiao is the money man. He can't have Pacquiao get slumped after Pacquiao already got knocked out by Marquez.
Marquez. I'm sorry, I said Marquez. Yeah.
He ain't got time to have Manny knocked out again. You know what I mean? He got to make sure the money man stay the money man over there. So he did not want Pacquiao right against him. And truth be told, even with PBC, Al and them knew Terence was more skilled than them boys. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure. And that's why I don't hold it against him, Matt, because it's a difference. Okay, again, I respect Floyd, but with Floyd, we can call Floyd out for avoiding a couple people. You get what I'm saying? Like, especially, like, to me, that's not the case with Terence. It wasn't no avoidance other than probably Boots right now. If you want to call him out for not fighting somebody, you can say Boots. And you know what I'm saying? And you got a legit point there. To all my Boots fans who point that out, you know what I'm saying? I like to be consistent. I'm not going to knock that. But I definitely feel like he tried his hardest to get all them fights, man, and then it just didn't happen. Well, not on his account.
Yeah, for sure. I think, it didn't happen, and it's like, hey, but I think that's why it makes certain things a little sweeter for Terence, because Terence is doing stuff at an older age that is phenomenal. So I think it's unfortunate that he's getting the glory and praise at the end of his career.
Right.
There's no better way to go on to end your career on this type of run right here.
Right. And my last point, man, to me, you got to compare Bud to Roy Jones, man. And the reason I say
that's a great. Now I'm gonna say this, Blame on my fault for interrupting you. That is a great point about Roy, because Roy didn't have the names.
He didn't. But the access was there.
He fought a young James Toney and smoked James. That was a great one.
And B-Hop. He got B-Hop too in the effort.
Yeah, you're right. Got B-Hop too. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to look at it like that. You know what I mean? Like he did when he did get the partners, he made them look like he did everybody else. So that's why I rate him so high.
I'm gonna tell you this: if Roy would have stopped after he beat Ruiz, hey, we're looking at Roy in a different light, man. I think the wrong
Roy shouldn't have went back down. Roy messed up. He should have stayed at heavyweight, or at least went to cruise of the light heavyweight or cruise. He shouldn't have went all the way to hell back down. Like, that was his mistake.
Yeah, and my uncle. Go ahead, my fault.
And another thing about Roy that I'm gonna give Bud over Roy, Bud don't make as many mistakes as Roy did. See, Bud was so athletically Roy was so athletically superior than everybody he stepped in the ring with that he was able to get away with a lot of things.
A lot of stuff.
Once he slowed down athletically, that he wasn't able to do that anymore. So that finally caught up to him.
And that's what my uncle always told me. My uncle that was on. He said Roy did a lot of things wrong in the ring, but he was just so athletically superior to everybody else. It didn't matter. He did a lot of things you weren't supposed to do, but it was just he was just that special. It did not matter. But once the athletic, and my uncle always said this, once Roy's athleticism, I remember him saying this when I was a little boy. Once his athleticism starts to go away, and if he stay around too long, you'll start seeing him get hit or get beat by guys he wouldn't be beat with in his prime. But like you said, he shouldn't have never went back down. If he retired after the Ruiz fight, we looking at Roy. Mom might be called Roy to go.
I agree.
Roy was just something different, man. I was looking at Roy Jones like, man, when Roy lost to Antonio Tarver, woo, man.
And what's crazy is, I hate to admit it, but anybody who remember, because I like to add context, Tarver beat him the first time. Like we're gonna keep it 1,000. Tarver won the first fight. You know what I'm saying? They just gave that shit to Roy.
Yep, they gave it. Roy got to slug up out of there one. He should have left well enough alone after that.
I'd have hung it up after that one. I'd have been like, you know what? I got out of here with this. Let me go ahead and hang up on top, man. But he kept going. And unfortunately, we saw what happened.
He got that. I remember back in the day, they say Ken Norton was really beating Ali, right? And Ken Norton got that decision over. Ali got that decision over Ken Norton. And that's the same fight. I think they say Ali, he broke Ali's jaw too. And they like, yo, Tarver really won that first time. But they gave it Roy, get up out of there, you're done. Get up out of there. But Roy was so competitive though.
For sure. Let me ask you this though, Mac. And who do you think is Bud or Usyk right now? Who's the guy? Because me and my homeboy keep going back and forth on this.
Pound for pound number one?
Who do you think is the guy right now? Is it Usyk? Okay, and NUA, I think NUA should be number 3. Let me go ahead and throw that out. I don't think he's done enough. I don't think NUA has done enough to be number 1 or 2. So I feel like we're arguing between Usyk and Crawford. Who are you giving the advantage to?
I got to give it to Bud.
I'm with you, my man.
Gotta give it to Bud. And I like Alexander Usyk a lot.
For sure. Usyk is in the conversation for most skill. Like, he won't get the credit because he's non-American, but skill-wise, bro, he one of them ones. He one of them ones, Matt. Like, for sure.
He is like,
and people want to talk about fighting the bigger dude. When he did the Fury, bro, like Fury was 50 pounds heavier than and he made it light work.
Anthony Joshua,
light work.
Man. So, and I was wondering how Usyk was gonna handle power at heavyweight, but shit, he like what it is. I'm like that, dog. But like I say, Terence, man. Terence went from 35 to 40, undisputed at 47. My bad, y'all. Undisputed at 40, undisputed at 47. Get a belt at 54. One fight at 54, and then go 2 weight classes up to fight the face of boxing, who people saying you gonna get annihilated by. Like, huh? And you whoop him like you beat him. Like, it wasn't even close. 115, 113, that score is ridiculous.
For sure, bro. For sure. Bro, I mean, at the end of the day, we knew why I had that. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I had that joint 9-3. I think you can make a case it was 10-2. But I had it 9-3. You know what I'm saying? I had it 9-3, but a strong case could be made as 10-2.
10-2. You can do that. You got it 10-2. I ain't disagreeing with you.
Exactly. Right. But let me ask you this though, Mac. If Bud, because I think Bud gonna go to 160. And if he gets a belt at 160, now he joins De La Hoya and Pac-Man as the only people to get belts in 6 different divisions. Does that change the conversation for you?
It does.
As far as him and Floyd, does that change the conversation if that happens?
Man. Let me tell you, Terence, if he do that, man, let me tell you something right now. If Terence would have fought Charlo, if Charlo would have fought Terence, I think the conversation would be different if he would have because Charlo had all the belts at 54. If he beat Charlo, be full-time undisputed. What? But if he win a belt at 160 though, I really do think Terence Crawford is looked at in a different line. I think he's gonna get because what do we call it? You look at people recency when we see something recently happening.
Recency bias.
Yes. When we see that, and we see because Floyd ain't fought in 10 years professionally.
Right.
But we see a dude in front of us. I think what people are going to give the edge to Terence is going for the kill. Right? People like a fighter that has bad intentions with every punch they throw. Terence punches with bad intentions every single time, really. And I think, he's gonna be looked at for favorable manner. Some of it I think is disingenuous though, Black Mall. Because there's some people that really looking at Bud like, man, he that one for real. And it's because of this, it's because of legitimate reason. Some people trying to just say he better than Floyd because they just don't like that Floyd beat Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like they trying to be. That's what my point in the video was that they be trying to put them against each other because of the fact that they don't like Floyd or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But man, I would be excited to see him go to 160 and get the job done though.
For sure. I think it's a matter of when. I don't even think it's a matter of if at this point. I definitely think he's one of the few people who says this over and over. I care about legacy and I'm chasing greatness. Yeah. So now I agree with you on your point on Floyd. That's why I'm going on my way to distinguish myself. I'm not one of them people who just don't like I said, my gripe with Floyd was the fact he didn't give one of them young brothers a shot. And I also don't like the fact that fight against McGregor counted. And I think to your point, the further and further we get away from that, the more and more that's going to sour his legacy. And I don't think he realized that at the moment because he was just chasing the bag. And shout out to him. That's what we out here to do, to go get the bag. But however, we heard all our life, Mac, all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? That's what people mean when they say that. Like sometimes you might go get a bag, but at what cost? And to me, that's going to hurt Floyd in the long run.
Yeah, I think certain things. So Floyd beat a ton of world champions, ton of Hall of Famers, right? He had a lot of great performances. But I do think when I say also, people look at how you finish your career, right? If Terence go and be champion 160 after already beating Canelo Alvarez or something, it's going to be like, yo, look at this dude, man. This is crazy. He going to beat the face of boxing. Then go and beat another champion and go back down. I think Floyd fighting, what's my boy, Berto, and Floyd for that 49 fight. I think people gonna look at that Berto fight and with approval. Because at that point he could have fought Keith Thurman or somebody.
I was getting ready to say, see, that's the one that it ain't even necessary. I'm glad you said that, Matt. It wasn't even the McGregor, it was the Berto one.
The Berto fight.
That should have went to Bud, Spencer, Thurman. I'm sorry. No one of them could have got it. And I get all the, like I said in the comments, Bud has no reason to fight Boots. For the culture, like I said that in the comments, like, bro, he's not gonna make no money fighting Boots. However, it's more important than the money. This is about him giving Boots that opportunity to be the next face once you leave, because that's who's next up. So even if he don't win the fight, if he get in there with him and he have a good performance against Bud, he don't get stopped. He make it look difficult. That's going to do numbers for him. Or if he win the fight, then best case scenario, great. Now you the man moving forward. But you know what I mean? I don't think he would win though, but I do think he could potentially look good in a loss, like Canelo did against Floyd. You know what I'm saying? So if you look good in a loss, then you know what I mean. Sometimes that's just as good as I just hope that that Bud does that for Boots or somebody. If not Boots, one of these young brothers, like get them that shot, bro. You know what I mean? Because that's how it used to be that way. It used to be that way. You know what I'm saying? It used to be that way, but for whatever reason, I don't want to blame no particular person, but it used to be that way, Mac. Like they used to, the brother would go get the young brother the shot to get him pushed when they were on their way out. And I would like to see that continue, man.
I definitely think Keith Thurman, if anything, at that point, Keith Thurman in 2015, that Berto fight definitely should at least went to Keith, right? If you don't give it to Keith, you could get to Errol. You could, but I don't know how much credit later. Well, I think later on in Errol's career, it would definitely look good because Errol would become champion later on, so like unified champion with 3 belts, whatever. But I think at that point, Keith was the most deserving, and he didn't fight Keith. And I do agree with you on this aspect of like giving certain brothers the opportunity to get at that belt. Like that's why Errol never fought Keith Thurman when he got the belts, because Keith wouldn't give him the opportunity to fight him when Keith was champion. Keith kept saying he want to fight him. He kept trying to find a way. So I do think it does, like, because it helps the transition, especially for the black fighters.
Exactly. That's my point. I'm speaking specifically to that, Matt. Like that's my total point. We have to do that because I'm not trying to turn this into a whole race thing, but it is what it is, especially in this sport. We have to be the ones to make sure we are getting the right push. It's always been that way. It's going to have to be that way. You know what I mean? Joe Frazier ain't have to fight Ali when he fought him. Anybody who got a grandparent old enough to talk about that, tell him he didn't have to, but he knew what that meant. He knew in order for me to truly be champion, I got to beat this dude. Because I didn't take the belt from him. I got the belt, because it was vacated and all that. But but even still, from that on, it's so many examples of it through the history of boxing where the guy was like, "Nah, I have to fight this guy because this means more than just a paycheck. This is about pushing the culture forward, man." And I hope, but I think Bud is that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? He appears to be.
I think so too.
And I think he will.
I think so too. Because if anything, man, I think there's certain things you recognize as you get older, right? And certain things you reflect on. And Bud always acknowledged that Errol Spence, getting that like Errol Spence really made that fight happen because PBC didn't want that fight to happen. And he always say, man, Errol gave me the opportunity because he wouldn't have happened if Errol didn't go against the grain, go against PBC and made that fight happen. That Errol Spence fight catapulted Bud's star power. And then and like he like, yo, I gotta make, and I think Bud even recognized, yo, Boots, I got, you know what I'm saying? Let's try to see if we can make that happen, man. I think Terence Crawford win it for sure. But it's just that ain't the point though. Like you said, it's about
that ain't the point, right? It's about making sure that brother get the opportunity to be the guy moving forward because we know for a fact the powers that be at boxing aren't going to do it. So hopefully Bud does it, and But as always, Mac, man, I know you got people waiting up on here to get on here. Thank you for letting me come on this joint as always, man. I appreciate it, man. You always a courteous host, and let me come on here and get my points across, brother, and I appreciate that.
All love, man. Look, we always had great conversation, bro. You always make me say some stuff that make me think on some stuff, man. You feel me? Even when we might disagree about some stuff, you had me thinking, like, hold on, wait a minute, man. That's a great point. So.
I like that we can disagree in a manner that is intelligent, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about, bro. It ain't no name calling and all that dumb stuff. We able to, even if we don't agree at the end of it, we agree to disagree. And I feel like that's good. You got young brothers and sisters need to see more examples of this. You can disagree without all the nonsense, man.
For sure, man. It's all love, brother. Always glad to have you on, brother. Yep. Hold on, my dog. Hold on, somebody else in here. Aaron, what's happening with you, man?
What's going on, world? Aaron for TV back again with you with the homie Mac and Billy Mills TV.
What's the word, man?
I just had to do that for you, man. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna surprise Mac. I'm gonna do an impression of him.
That's love, man. What's happening with you?
Nothing much, same shit. Different day, but
I get you.
going to think about because you was talking about like Floyd and Bud.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd and Bud can't even be in the same convo at this point in time because, you know, Bud tried to put fighters over and Floyd been known to sabotage fighters.
You know what, man? And I forgot to even make this point when Black Maul was on. Because it's something that Floyd does. Like I say, in the ring, Floyd is one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen as far as skills go. There are things he does
Yeah.
that I do not like, that I strongly disagree with. He's been on Nocturnal Animal Time. And y'all know what Nocturnal Animal I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
The raccoon. The
Yeah,
raccoon.
yeah. He been on that time several times, and I've definitely called him out a lot on this channel about it. But it
There's
was
a
something
lot
that
of
he did.
people.
Like, I
There's a
remember when
lot of people.
Deontay Wilder was champion.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the brother Floyd gonna come out somehow. They got heavyweights about to fight this weekend, but they ain't making the same money I'm making though. They wasn't making the money I'm making though. And I'm like, why are you like what are you doing? Like, and so I do
Floyd has
think
reached. I think Floyd. Sorry to cut you off, but
you good.
Floyd has reached a point that all that matters to him is his money. Like he
Yeah,
don't care. He don't care about shit else. It's just like it's my money. The nigga like 50 years old, still talking about stunting and shit. I'm like,
yeah.
you gotta grow up, bro. You
Got
gotta grow
to.
up.
Got to,
And I
man.
don't think that it's hard for me to put Bud and Floyd in the same conversation because Bud don't do the same type of activity that Floyd does. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if Bud continues on his streak, he might go on to be one of the greatest boxers ever. Let's just keep it a buck.
And honestly, he
Um,
already is too. Like, but
he's definitely top three. He's definitely
yeah,
top
he,
three.
he, he like what he's put out recently is phenomenal. But like you said, he can increase his legacy. Like
Yeah,
if he keep doing something, like if he wins some more belts at different weight classes, he can even enhance his legacy, which is even
and
crazy to even think about, man.
and the thing that
Yep.
separates Bud from Mayweather is Bud really care about his people. You know what I mean? Like
Man.
Bud never. I ain't never hear nothing about Bud being on raccoon type timing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he ain't never thrown no black fighter under the bus,
Mm-hmm.
which Floyd Mayweather has done a lot.
Yeah.
And he keeps up with the stunt and shit. And I'm just like, that's all you got, Floyd? Like you don't got shit else? Oh,
Yeah.
you 50-0 and you like what? You get to retire as the greatest boxer of all time. Meanwhile, half of us is starving. Some people are suffering and shit. And you out here fucking buying Gucci and shit, giving us your ass to kiss.
And that
That's
was the part I remember that because when Gucci had that racial controversy with the racist type clothing, and everybody like, yo, we got to get off that. We can't let them get away with this. Floyd
man.
Mayweather go in front of the
Floyd
Gucci
Mayweather
store.
said, like, "Man, I ain't no follower. I'm gonna do what I want." I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
nigga, you a follower."
definitely giving black folks his butt to kiss. I'm a leader. I do what I want to do. Man, get up out of here with that, man. So, I,
He ain't on leader type activity. Also, just a quick topic detour before we get too off topic. You saw
mhm.
that Dame Dash is about to hit Cameron with a $50 million lawsuit.
I saw that yesterday, man. I was trying to see if that was real or not, but it's real. It looked like
Man, look,
it
as
looked like it's
much
legit.
as much shit as Dame talks about being a fucking boss and about this what we don't do, you going the Drake route and trying to sue niggas?
Well, I can't even say. I can't even say. I'm shocked right now because Dame out here. he trying to get some paper and some, I guess. So he trying to figure out, let me see how the best way to do this. That's
My
crazy.
thing is, you don't got Cam's number. You could call him, sit down. You could go on his show and hash this shit out. Dame, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this nigga's mindset, but Dame trying to be the villain and the victim at the same time. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I
bro,
agree.
you can't be both. You
I
can't
agree
be both.
100% with that. Yeah, he trying to.
As much shit as you talk about people, because let's be real. Half of the people that Dame brings up, he brings up on his own. Nobody asked him about that shit. Like the shit that he said when Jay Z had them rape accusations on him. It's just like, Dame, you looking shiesty a little bit because you was kind of like, oh well, I don't know, maybe Hope did that shit. I don't know, like, and you wonder why Jay don't fuck with you no more because you talk too much. You talk yourself out
Yeah,
of a deal. You talk yourself out of a deal. You talk yourself out of your money. Like, what the fuck is good with you, bro?
yeah, Dame. I think Dame never. He never gonna get past that. Him and Jay ain't where they at. And him and Jay fell out, and he lost a lot of glory in the process. So he ain't gonna never get over that part of it. But you know what
I
I
think
mean. But
I think that
Sue
yeah, I
and
think
Cam is crazy though. Like that's crazy.
why you suing Cam? I think Cam was the only nigga that was still talking good about Dame.
Yeah, Cam still had a lot of respect, and he had a lot of love and respect for Dame. So even when he
Besides
said something
Memphis,
about
yeah,
Dame, he would
yeah,
still keep it like cordial and still like jokingly say like he still would throw a lot of respect on Dame's name. He said, "That's my boy, Dame, my brother. That's my brother."
besides Memphis Bleak, like Cam was the only nigga that was showing Dame love.
Yeah,
But Dame being Dame, he's so arrogant and foolish that he just gonna be like, man, I'm just gonna take everybody keep talking about I'm about to sue. Man, that fucking Breakfast Club interview was a joke.
man.
That shit was a joke. He embarrassed himself. You 54 years old acting like this, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Dame is looking crazy out here right now for Dame, man.
Dame is one of these niggas that, you know, I like into your example when you was talking about a Killian Kid. Like, he ain't an OG. He just a nigga that got old.
Yeah, hey, look, and like I said, Dame, he started like Dame always start off some stuff cool. You're like, okay, Dame, and then it derails for some reason. Like Charlie X saying, it just fly. It's like, yo, what is going on, Dame? But like you said, first couple of minutes in, you be like, all right, Dame, okay, Dame, and then it go left.
He
It take a
makes good
sharp left.
points. He makes good points every now and then, but like the way he does it, the way he comes off, it's ranty, it's crying for attention. It's like deep down and correct. Y'all can get mad at me if y'all want to, but I really think that deep down he wants to be in Jay's good graces. I know Dame be seeing all them Rock Nation brunches and just be like, man, that could have been me.
Yeah, like I said, Dame. That was, I mean, that was the height of Dame's life at being that Rockefeller stuff. Him and Biggs and Jay, what they put together, it was the height for him. And so
Yeah.
it just it's crazy how
They
how everything didn't turned out or whatever, man. But
Rockefeller is the only thing that Dame's known for. Like
yeah, you say it's Aaron from
his
New
whole
York. Hey, Aaron is definitely from New York, Zero.
hey,
You hear it when he's talking.
he can he can hear it. He's like, man, this nigga sound like he from New York.
Bro, he definitely from New York. You know it,
Damn right.
man.
But
Yeah, he
nah,
built that.
it's one of them things. It's one of them things where I'm just like, you know, you could have taken like the graceful route. Like even if you and Jay wasn't rocking together like that, you could have still been and like shown him like some respect or like
Hmm.
just, not being so gun ho about Oh well, because every interview that Dane does, he's always combative. He's always like he's like Aries Spears, because they both like two angry, bitter old New
Hey,
York
hey,
dudes.
hey, let me tell y'all this though, and I'm sorry to pivot. First, now you right back, Ma. What Dane be saying about Leor is 100% right. Now, when Dane talk about Leor and them, yes,
I will
I'm with
listen
you,
to
Black
him
Ma.
when I will listen to him when he's talking about
You talk
Leo Corin.
Leo Cole and them, yes, he definitely telling the truth. But no, I was gonna say that when you say Aries Spears' name, Aries Spears has a podcast. But it was what's the guy name? I forgot his name. He's a Jewish guy, right? And so
I think I know what you. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
when they were talking about the Charlie Kirk situation, and
Listen.
in real time, Aaron say Zero say, you sound like his brother-in-law that's from Brooklyn.
What got
But
what a crazy world it would be if me and Mac was related.
yeah, man. But he say no, they talking about the Charlie Kirk situation on the it's called the Spearsburg podcast,
Yeah,
right? Ari Spears and it was talking Steinberg, yes.
yeah.
And when he listening to Steinberg making all of these excuses for Charlie Kirk and about the whole context of what he was really saying being misconstrued, and Ari Spears is realizing in the middle of the pot when you realize, I'm sure, and I think I gotta have a discussion about that. I haven't experienced that personally. I know I've had a friend of mine. I realized he was on Nocturnal Animal Time before. I've had that happen to me, and that was really like shocking. But
That was an eye opener.
it wasn't a childhood friend, so like
But it was a good one.
it was a good friend though. Yes, and I was like, wow, right? And that's like that type of revelation when your man's is on like Nocturnal Animal Time. You like no, but
That has to be a culture shock for you, because
it gotta be crazy.
yeah, no.
It's crazy. But when you find out, like Ari Spears' case, when you find out your white homeboy really is on some anti-black, he really agree with anti-black racist rhetoric. When you realize your friend in quotations like Charlie X, when you realize, man, he really is out here making excuses for anti-black racism.
The other white dude in there was having more making more sense than he was.
Yeah, man.
And that's supposed to be Arias's co-host.
Steinberg, yeah, that's his co-host. And it's like when you realize he keep on talking about the context when you saying him certain stuff about black women and black folks being violent, and he keep talking about we need this with the context. You realize your friend is on some that he on the wrong he on the wrong side of the street. He on the wrong
That's
side of
right.
what we supposed to be on.
I saw
And
that
I
video
know,
clip, yeah, and I was applauding, because I was like, yes, Aries, finally you said some shit that makes sense.
man. It's like I'm with you now. I'm like, man, Aries. I'm looking like, yeah, he realizing, dang, look at your book with your boy on. Like I said, I know
Right.
that got to be a hurtful revelation to have when you find out your boy who you thought was your homie is really on some BS, and he agreed with anti-black racism.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it
Yeah,
gotta mess you up.
definitely.
Yeah,
But yeah, the only reason why I compared Damon Dash and Aries to each other because you know they both from New York. They both got the same type of energy, and they always got somebody else's name in their mouth. Aries with like Kevin Hart, or or any like Alex Thomas or whatever. Dame with Jay-Z, with Cameron, or Memphis with.
Mhm.
I just think that it's it's weird for you to be like as old as you are, and you like bitter and shit, and you like coming out talking crazy and shit, talking about, oh, my house is bigger than yours, I own this land, I own
Yeah,
that
that was
land, I
crazy.
own. And
Yeah.
we all know that's bullshit, because you're in debt. You're in debt.
Hey, hey, listen. Zero say what part of New York you from?
Oh, I'm from what niggas say is upstate. I'm from Newburgh.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
Yep,
niggas call it upstate. I don't consider it upstate. Like you got
got
to
you.
be in like Sullivan County or some shit.
Is Buffalo considered upstate?
Yes,
They
yes,
consider that Buffalo.
yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
Buffalo, yeah, Buffalo is considered upstate.
He
But
said
yeah,
Ari Spears
man,
messed
like
up his Jordan Peele opportunities for no reason. Yeah, no. So, um, yeah, because he went on there talking about how. I think he
yeah,
said them comments on Vlad or whatever. I think he did when he was talking
yeah. No,
about.
I remember. No, I remember because I think he had said that Key and Peele weren't exactly accepted by the black community like that.
Yeah,
Like they're not like
yeah,
um what's a good example? They're not like Martin, they're not like
yeah.
Chris Tucker,
Mm-hmm. And he said being around because he used to work with them on Mad TV,
Yeah, yeah.
so he know them.
Yeah, yeah. And
And so he was like, yeah,
he slighted them and said, it's ironic that their wives are white and shit like that. And I was just kind of sitting there. I'm like, Aries, you put your foot in your mouth, right? You put your foot
yeah,
in your mouth. It's like I want to like Aries, but he makes it so hard for me to like him. It's just I don't know. It's his energy. It's the way he's like flipping at the mouth. It's the way that and on one hand he's confused about why he's not getting his big break, and the next moment he's like dogging somebody else. Like if you continue bad mouthing people and showing your ass, then they're not gonna give you a spot to come make money. Like you can't expect niggas to show you love and give you an opportunity when you dogging them out. See
nah,
Monique.
that,
See
and
Monique.
yeah, and that's the truth. Like, when I seen, yeah, when the whole thing about the Jordan Peele comments, like he said, he did the unwarranted, like he really just tried to go in on them, and it was like, I think and he trying to audition for movies they got, and he like, I think he felt the way, and I'm like, yeah, man, it's a certain people like you can't expect folks to give you them opportunities when you going in on them, like you know what I mean,
Yeah,
unwarranted. So,
no.
nah, I
Yeah,
definitely,
no. That's like if I say Machiavelli Mills TV is the worst YouTuber of all time, but then I show up in your live stream and you just like, nah, I know what you said. I know
yeah,
what you said.
you won't.
It's just like you can't expect people to show you love if you don't show the same love in return, right? So
I agree.
imagine I'm Ari Spears. I'm trying to get an opportunity. If I sit my black ass down and talk about how Kevin Hart has writers and shit and like that, do you think Kevin Hart will put me in his next movie?
Hey, hold on. Okay, that's a fact. Dwayne Coleman, what is your favorite Chris Tucker movie? Money Talks.
I say
I'll
I say Friday.
Friday, Money Talks. I say Money Talks for me. But I
That's the one.
also
That's the one he was in with Charlie Sheen, right?
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I would have to say them rush hours, man. I ain't gonna let them first two rush hours. I ain't gonna lie. The replay value of yo, when
Man,
you watch the first two Friday, of course, a classic.
yeah.
Friday is a classic. But
I might catch
them
him. I
first
might.
two, huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll
No, I
say
was
I'll say
saying,
what I need to say once you're done.
I got you. I said, yeah, them first two rush hours, man. When I will go back and watch that, I'll be like, yo, his comedic timing on Rush Hour, the jokes he had, like, I don't know, some of that, he went off the top. Like, he went off the dome with them jokes. Like, I'm like, yo, this mug is crazy. Like,
Man,
even when he was saying stuff you can't say today. But when that
right,
mug, that mug
right,
was out there in Hong Kong, talking about
right,
LAPD. Like they
right,
got jurisdiction out there. Like, move LAPD. Boy, I
right, right.
don't care about Los Angeles Police Department in Rush Hour. Yes, Rush Hour 2 is, I think that's the better Rush Hour. But the first Rush Hour is a classic too, though. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I might catch L for this, but 3 is not that bad of a movie. I can sit there and laugh at Rush Hour 3.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. You're right. It's not that bad of a movie, right? But in comparisons to the first two, I
In
think it's a
comparison
clear.
to Rush Hour 2, they peaked.
Yes, it peaked at Rush Hour 2. So I think 3 is clearly the weakest of the three. It's not a bad movie at all. I think sometimes when we just looking at movies in comparisons to others, we do that, right?
Yeah,
That's
no.
like even I'm gonna be real with y'all. The black community gave DL Hughley so much flack for that bad Kings of Comedy Kings of Comedy his part of his stand up in there. Like, because I think he had the weakest of the four comedians of his stand up in the
Yeah,
Kings of Comedy. But he's
yeah.
a funny dude. Like, if you
He's
see his
he is
other stand ups, he's a funny dude. But
he's a
black
funny.
people will say he's not funny because they didn't like his they didn't like his stand up in Kings of Comedy, which I understand. You
I
know,
feel I feel
but
like DL Hughley gets a bad rap sometimes, but at times deservedly so, because my issue with DL is you won't do Club Shay Shay because you said it's gossip and shit like that, but you sitting at
black,
the front of
yeah.
Vlad.
And I agree 100% with that. I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that all the way. Like, nah, bro. And I made a video about it. I remember like saying, bro, if you gonna say you don't go in there because gossip, and you gonna Vlad be on there talking about gossip all day long on there. So
That's
you
all
know,
Vlad. That's all Vlad is a culture vulture gossiping platform.
yeah, I'm like, so how can you say one about the other? He just DL got upset because Monique dissed him on them. That's all that was. He got upset because and when Monique dissed him, Shannon was trying to take up for DL. Like, oh, now you gonna talk about DL, man? And she was like, oh, DL is your friend, honey, huh? You said don't talk about DL, and he like, man, and he was trying to stop her from going in, but
Right.
DL got upset because Monique said that, but Shannon can't control what Monique say, man.
Shannon can't control any of his guests. You saw he was trying to stop Cat Williams from, opening his mouth, and look what happened.
Yeah, man.
My
So,
and also with Monique, uh, I might catch some flack for this. Lord, please help me if I do, but I didn't walk with Monique during her boycott of Netflix because she jumped out the window and defended Roseanne Barr.
oh, I didn't even remember. I didn't even remember that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, no, because Roseanne Barr said some racist shit about like President Obama's former chief of staff or something, and
Okay.
she said that she looked like a ape, like from Planet of the Apes or some dumbass shit,
Oh, okay. I remember, and that's why they took the
and
show.
and
The
then her show got canceled, and she was
Mhm.
like I thought the bitch was white, and then
Hey,
and then
hello.
Monique was like, well, I'm not gonna throw my sister in comedy under the bus because she's my sister in comedy and I won't throw her out over a mistake. I'm like, ain't you the same woman that was busting down Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah because you felt that you got blackballed?
Man, listen, I'm gonna say this. When that whole thing happened with Monique, and I said, I can tell. Now I'm gonna be real. I don't know everything. I'm not clairvoyant. But
No, no.
if you let a person talk enough around me, I can tell their energy. And I can tell Monique got some chaotic energy to her. As far as like, certain things that she got. Like, her own son had put her on blast about certain things that
Her own
happened
son. And
within
Will
their
Packer,
relationship and stuff like that. So, I already
Will
knew whatever
Packer
was coming
tried
on.
to, help her out with putting her in Last Christmas, but that shit
Hey,
didn't
hold
work out.
on. My man say my fault, bro. He said,
You good?
I watch Any Given Sunday, the football movie, probably the best football movie. Any Given Sunday, y'all, what's the best football movie, man?
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. I gotta go remember the Titans, man. Some might say Friday Night Lights. I like remember this. Remember the Titans was fire though.
I mean, you got Prime Denzel, uh,
Yeah.
That Wood Harris.
Wood Harris.
He's from your city.
Yep, Wood Harris. You got
Donald
Donald
Faison.
Faison. Yeah.
Yeah. I
You got
mean,
Ryan Gosling was in
yeah,
there. Young Ryan
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling.
You got
Dude that played Gary.
yeah.
I can't remember his
I don't
name.
know his name. Yeah, but then
Yeah.
you got a young Hayden Panettiere on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You got yeah, man. It says that even Nicole Ari Parker, she was Denzel's wife, and
Oh, I forgot Nicole Ari Parker was in there. You
yeah,
right. Bro,
yeah.
she do not age. She do not age.
Hey, Ron say what's better.
Yeah.
Ron's asking me that. Oh, what's better, 12 player confessions? I might have to go.
What's
Woo!
who had the 12 play album?
R. Kelly had the 12 play, and then
I could
confessions, of course,
listen.
with Usher.
Listen, I could go back to Usher's Confessions and listen to it without having any problems.
Nah, real talk.
I can't go back to R. Kelly's catalog and listen to it because
Nah,
I'm gonna just end up cringing.
I hear you. I understand. I understand for sure. That Confessions album, probably one of the best, not just R&B. It's probably one of the best albums in general that I've ever heard in my life. Like in my lifetime, Confessions is one of the greatest albums I ever heard. Jermaine Dupri, his production, along with his songwriting, him and Brian Michael Cox and all them individuals on there. You had
Yeah,
Rico Love wrote that throwback record for with him and Jadakiss, with Usher
yo,
and
that
Jadakiss
shit
and
was
all of that.
fire. Yo,
Fire.
that
But
was fire.
yeah, Jonte Austin, yes. Now Charlie X. Charlie, man, that's my dog. Charlie be on it.
Yeah,
Jonte. Because Jonte Austin do not get
Jonte.
enough credit either. Jonte Austin,
Yeah,
Brian Michael Cox, and JD.
Didn't Jonte Austin put out a couple albums here and there too? Oh shit, Mac left. Let me read the comics.
I didn't get out the thing.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. It's like then Jonte. What'd you say about Jonte?
I said, didn't Jonte put out some albums here and there? Cause
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember he used to be singing, but I remember that he had a joint with Bow Wow, and he also had another record. He was featured on it.
He had a song called "Turn It Up" that was fire to me. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, he also had a feature on another song. I forget the artist, but Diamond was rapping on the joint. I think it's called Shorty What's Up. I forget who made that record.
Okay, I gotta look that one up. I ain't too familiar with that one. I gotta look that one up, man. For sure, man. But no, man, look though, but Aaron, I appreciate you popping on, man, for sure, man. Hey, like I said, it mean a lot to me every time you get on here, boss. I
Of
appreciate you,
course.
man, for sure, man. Man, I'm finna get off this thing real quick, man. I gotta eat me some food real quick and hang with the little
You
ones
better
for a
go
quick.
chef it up.
Man, for sure, man. So yeah, I'm finna eat me some food real quick and chill with these kids for a minute. But I'm gonna get back on here later on tonight, man. So I'm gonna hopefully I see y'all back on here.
Bet.
All right, I'm gonna holler at all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all popping on. I appreciate everybody that gave donations, everybody that came on and just got on the live stream and talked with me, everybody that's in the chat, everybody that just show love and always pop in, man. It mean a lot to me, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all a little later. All right, y'all. Peace.
Good night.